Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello and welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you folks so much for joining us today on another wildly crazy, spectacularly, amazingly insane edition of Crime and Sports. Last week, of course, the Scummies.
Yeah.
Hope you didn't miss the Scummies because
turned out great.
The Scummies are always wonderful. My suit, I put the tux back in the closet till next year. I only wear it's only to the Scummies. We could be nominated for an Oscar, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I will not wear the tux to the Oscars.
Right.
It's for the Scummies.
I'm never going to stop wearing the same corsage.
That's what I mean.
I want it crispy.
It's crispy, but it's still there. It still works really well. So thank you, everybody who did that. Also, thank you to everyone who's been our friend this week and been wonderful to us, done things like give us reviews. If you haven't done that, Stitcher and Apple Podcasts there, either one of those, give us 5 stars. Really helps out the show. We don't know why it helps out the show, but it helps drive you up the charts, and that is helpful for the show because people can find the show and then listen to it, and then it helps us.
Right.
So, do that. 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. Say you're following instructions, following directions, whatever. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small town murder related. And once again, we have to say, if you're not listening to Small Town Murder, man, are you missing out.
You really are.
You should listen to this past week's episode if you'd like to find out a guy with some interesting thoughts. He had some interesting things that he thought he could train a dog to do, and it was just very, very wild. If you want to hear craziness, tune into that. That's just about as crazy as anything we've ever done on this show. So
if you think that you're out of your mind, you're not.
No, you are really sane compared to this guy. So check that out. Also, get all your merchandise there. Get your tickets to live shows, most of all here. And oh man, we announced the date last week on Small Town Murder, but if you don't listen to Small Town Murder, Crime and Sports, we have another live show.
We do.
Coming up. We announced it, kind of teased it last week.
Right.
It is going to be at the Tempe Improv.
Right.
So another Phoenix live Crime and Sports here, and it'll be on the same night as a Small Town Murder. So we're going to have an early and a late show on a Friday night. It's like an 8 and 10 p.m. Right. So come out and check that out. Get tickets to both, and we are going to have more than a blast. So do that. We'll announce the date here coming up in the next couple of weeks, but it's in the fall.
Yeah.
So check that out. Come see us and do everything like that.
Sure.
And man, also, the other thing, if you want to be a hero of ours, you can do that very easily by going to patreon.com/crimeandsports or head over to PayPal. Use our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com. You could be a producer, and we're going to talk about you in great length at the end of the show about how wonderful you are and how the show couldn't exist without you.
That's true.
And everything like that. And Patreon people, anybody in the $5 or above, we have a bunch of Small Town Murder bonus stuff, and we're going to have a bunch of Crime and Sports bonus stuff coming up here too.
Great.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Get in on that, and we're excited to announce that. So we need to get on with this episode because we have a brain damage sport.
Great.
Whenever it's the brain damage sports, we need some room for our elbows here. They get swung around and get hit right in the nose.
We had a ground and pound.
Last week, like we said, we had the Scummies and we had Vinnie Jones, the soccer player, thug turned movie star, which is just such a strange story. Honestly, nowadays he's doing great.
Yeah.
I looked. Ever since he got cancer, he stopped drinking, which caused him to stop, choking people on airplanes and fighting people in bars and shit like that, and caused him to instead do charity work. Yeah. And he isn't up to see, because the Scummy Awards, whoever's the episode is on the Scummy, they're not up for that year's Scummies, right? Because we've already, we didn't do the episode
next year.
So he's up for next year. He is an early candidate for the Mandy Malone Award for actually, turning it around and doing something positive with your life. Good job there. So So anyway, let's get on with this, though. We have an MMA fighter tonight, mainly UFC, too. A lot of UFC guy. It is Anthony Johnson.
No.
Rumble, Anthony Rumble Johnson.
No.
He is a light heavyweight guy.
Oh, that Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Knockout artist type of guy. Yeah, I don't know. UFC people apparently really know this guy. He started after you got out of it.
Really?
Because I know you used to be into UFC.
Yeah, like 04 to 07.
Yeah, this is
there.
right out. He started right at the end of that.
Okay.
So it would be, you just missed him.
Just missed him.
Right
after like Rampage was getting arrested in Vegas. That's when I was like, enough with this shit. I can't
hilarious.
do it.
I had, around that time, 2007, I lived in this house and there was an MMA fighter who lived like up the street from me.
Oh, boy.
And I knew that because on his truck, he had the whole entire back window was a big decal of his truck of $1 million bill with his picture on it.
He didn't know.
With his
he
picture
didn't know
on
that
it.
Doesn't exist.
Oh, no, $1 million bill with his picture on it, and then his nickname, which was Chocolate Thunder.
Oh,
which is,
Christ.
And I tried to find the guy at one
point.
point.
To be a white guy so bad.
No, he was a very, very thick black dude.
Yeah.
And I tried to find him, but there's like 75 UFC or MMA fighters that go by Chocolate Thunder. That's a very common nickname. So.
It's like sugar in boxing.
Yeah, I couldn't find him at all. It was just everybody's Chocolate Thunder. The guy's like 1 and 3. I'm Chocolate Thunder. You don't get a nickname if you're 1 and 3, sir. I'm sorry. You just don't.
That's great.
So this is Anthony Kiwoa Johnson. Rumble. Anthony Rumble Johnson.
He's a Hawaiian guy?
No, absolutely not. He is
Kiwoa?
Kewoa. Kiwoa. I don't know. He's a black dude from Georgia.
Really?
He is not a Hawaiian guy by any stretch of the imagination. He's
might be like some African name.
No, black guy, black guy, rural Georgia. So there you go. He's from Dublin, Georgia. Ever hear of Dublin, Georgia?
Nope, sounds
exactly
exceedingly white.
It's just as well. It started by Irish people.
Yeah.
That's why. And now it says I don't think there's a lot of Irish people left. Probably. If they are, they're not admitting it.
No,
like, I ain't no Irish. What are you talking about?
I drink like one. No,
I ain't no goddamn Catholic. So it's a small town in central Georgia, like southeast of Atlanta over there.
Georgia, isn't that where Rome was at too?
That's
do they
northwest.
have any cities there that are named after their own?
No, it's all there's Athens, Georgia too. That's
it's all this fucking European shit.
cities. That's it. That's all they name their shit after.
Where's France, Georgia?
That's it. There's no. I don't know. Atlanta is, I'm sure. It's probably something off of something Greek. I don't know. I'm sure it is.
Like Atlantis. But
Atlantis.
Let's not say it like that.
I mean, it's on the ground, though. Right. It ain't under the sea. So, I mean, let's not be silly here. Shit. So, he was born in 84, like we said, March 6th, 84 in Georgia here. Good background info from ESPN.com, too. There's the only place that had really good background info on him. He has 4 older sisters, actually. He's the first boy born. So there's 4 girls born before him, then a boy, and then he has a younger sister after that.
Okay.
So he's one of 6 and the only boy.
That's so much.
Which is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. And man, to be the only boy with 5 girls,
I don't know,
or
that
to
might
be the only
dream.
girl with 5 boys, either way, that's
it'd be a dream as a boy, because all your sisters got friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, they're also going to treat you like a doll.
Probably.
That's because you're the little. If you were the older brother, it'd be different. But there's 4 older sisters.
This kid's worn a bra.
They're going to put. They have put him up, and they've said we're going to make you our own little Barbie.
Right.
And they have put makeup, and which is fine. But as a little boy, that might not be what you feel like doing at the time. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't.
It's a bit of torture.
Either way, you don't have any goddamn choice if you have 4 older sisters. That shit is happening.
You're putting it on.
That shit is happening.
Get in the sundress,
Period.
Anthony.
Yeah, let's go, Rumble. Up on the pedestal. We got to measure you for this sundress. We're going to trim this hem up. Your eyeshadow looks like shit, Anthony. Let's go. We got to help you out with that. Fuck.
Stop crying. The mascara's running.
Oh, for Christ's sake, he's such a baby. So,
you're such a bitch.
Yeah, God, he's such a bitch. Stop being a bitch, Anthony. He doesn't remember living with any of these people.
Of course, no, he's shutting that shit out.
Well, it only went up to age 2.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Okay.
He left. His grandparents adopted him at age 2.
What happened?
There's there was a problem here with his mother. His mother apparently had a bit of a drug problem, and wasn't the most reliable of people going. There was an incident where, details aren't completely clear, but in the end, basically, she said she was washing clothes in a bathtub which I don't know. And the water was very, very hot, which I don't know how you get it that hot. And his mother has told him, we're not sure, this is just what his mother has told him, who knows what the real thing is, that he fell into the water. Yeah. Either way, he suffered burns on his whole body as an infant.
How hot
as a
can
toddler.
you get
That's
that
what I mean.
water?
How hot can you get bath water?
You got to boil it on the pot and then
boil it and then put it in. And even then, you'd have to keep boiling it and keep putting it in, and that would cool off. By the time you put more boiling water in, it would, because it takes a while for water to boil.
Right.
You know what I mean? At that
by the time
20
you boil
minutes,
it's probably cooled off.
Yeah, it would cool all spread out in a tub. Yeah, that's how you would cool something off.
Right.
Like in a restaurant when they want to cool out, they put it in a big pan, a big wide pan, so it's shallow.
Right.
Cools off fast. So that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, and he doesn't know. This is what his mother told him, who, I'm sure was trying to make herself look as less irresponsible as possible. You don't say like, well, I was freebasing.
Right.
And whoo boy, I'll tell you, the whole thing just exploded all over the child.
Have you heard
don't
of
hear
Richard
that.
Pryor?
That's what I mean. Basically, hold on, sit down, son. There's a Richard Pryor bit I want to show you. See that? Now replace all that shit he was saying with you. And that's what happened.
And the person doing drugs with me.
With me. Hey, there we go.
Do you get it?
I explained it. Nice talk, son. Good talk. Gives him a hug.
Take care. Off to your grandma's house.
He goes, Jesus Christ. So apparently his grandparents took him in after that. That's at that point, they said, he later says that if his grandparents didn't take him, the state was taking him away from his mom and going to put him in foster care.
Right.
It was like, either way, he was leaving his mom.
Yeah.
He apparently between all the kids that there ended up being 10 children. He's the only one adopted by his grandparents.
Really?
So I don't know if that's because he was a boy. I don't know if they thought something for some reason back then. I don't know. It wasn't like it was 1945.
Straws or some shit.
I don't know. Or he was the only one with head to toe burns all over his body, and they were like, he seems to be in the most danger. Let's get him out of there. I don't know what it was.
You got the runt of the litter.
Yeah, that's the thing. He said he stayed in contact with his family for a little bit, but by age 6, though, he said he just kind of lost contact with his siblings and his family.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, he said, quote, there was a time when my siblings could have walked up to me and we could have had a conversation and I wouldn't have recognized them as my blood. That's really weird. That's weird. That's super strange, man. That's
fucked up.
It's
that's
fucked
what that
up.
is.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's horrible.
It's very sad, and Jesus Christ. Obviously, if you have a drug problem of any kind, people should probably try not to have 10 kids.
That'd be nice.
That would help a lot, I would say, because it's a lot of responsibility.
Right.
I have 2, and it's overwhelming.
It really
is overwhelming. So,
and I don't have a crack.
I don't have any drug problem at all. Like nothing that would hinder my ability to take care of these kids.
No.
It is just exhausting. So if you have 10 kids and a drug problem,
oh my God,
boy, Jesus.
You really don't have 10 kids if you got a drug problem.
You have 11.
That's how that's also how you make 10 kids disappear.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You go into a room, you shut that door, and then no more kids.
Yeah, they get taken
All of a
away.
Sudden, I'm single
by the state and grandparents and everything else. Oh, it's fucked up. You watch like Dope Sick Love, like we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Watch Dope Sick Love. That is an exhausting. I'm not saying his mom was like that, but I mean any sort of drug addiction is a really exhausting lifestyle. Right. It's just tiring.
Didn't that chick have kids too?
Oh shit! Yeah, they went up and saw the one.
Right.
He lived where I'm from.
Right.
He lived in fucking Wappingers Falls.
That's
they
too
went
long
to
since I've seen
They
it.
go up to the village of Wappingers. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Oh boy.
Jeez, I knew exactly.
Of course, she's from there.
I knew that's where her kid lives.
Right.
I'm like, I know exactly where that is.
I've been there.
There's that. I've hung out there.
Yeah.
That kid would know that kid probably because he's, I'm sure, a fuck up. So just judging by the fact that he had that, it was like a shitty Plymouth Laser that he peeled out in as he took off, and I'm like, yeah, there's Wappingers.
That's my boy.
There he is. About to go careen into a telephone pole.
And keep going.
And then, well,
as long as it
he's
runs.
going to lead the officers on a chase, obviously.
Right.
I don't know if it's on foot or in the car. We don't know, but you're not going to stop.
Yeah,
depends on what they do there.
How much damage a telephone pole does there.
Come on. Fuck out of here. So, he had an interesting upbringing, obviously. He said his grandfather became his best friend, which is,
I could see it.
It's
his hero for sure.
Yeah, kind of rescued him, I guess. Mm-hmm. He said though his grandfather was an old school dude, and tough love was the was the order of the day.
He stayed in Georgia? This is in Georgia
This
also?
is in Georgia, yeah. He says that he can recall, quote, many whoopings in his youth.
Yeah.
He got lots of whoopings, yeah. He was an old Southern man.
Old Georgian.
Old Georgian whooped his ass, yeah. He said one time he forged his grandfather's signature on a bad report card.
Oh, don't you dare.
Oh boy. When his teacher questioned it, he told her that his grandfather was old and had sloppy handwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just old and writes like he's 8. You know how that goes.
Writes like an 8-year-old with his left hand.
It's super weird. You know how 8-year-olds, it's weird. You write well and then you revert back to like funny block letters and shit when you're... Apparently she didn't buy that.
Right.
That you apparently write like an 8-year-old when you're older, and she called his house to confirm, are you in fact old and terribly infirmed and not able to write in a
How's
legible
your
hand?
penmanship, sir?
He said, quote, she signed my death certificate right there. So grandfather beat the living shit out of old Rumble here. So that's which, I mean, most kids would get their ass kicked for that one, you know, of any ilk,
of course,
you know, but then especially in the South, you're getting your ass whooped. So that's the type of upbringing he had, but he doesn't like talk about his grandparents like it was some sort of, you know, I was abused or anything like that. He just kind of takes it like, oh, I got some tough love there, and you know,
Southern.
I probably deserved it.
Right, they took a Southern hardline with him.
Yeah, and I don't know, I know a lot of especially boys. I don't know girls as much in this because I'm not a girl, but some boys need an ass kicking.
Yeah.
No, a lot of them don't, and they'll turn them into a monster. But some boys will go, Jesus, thank God, my grandfather smacked me around a couple times. Woke me up.
Yeah,
it's 50-50. You never know.
Sometimes I feel that way.
It's like the father. You could either, you know, run away and get away from there as soon as possible, or stay and beat the living shit out of anybody within arm's reach.
In the house.
You can do that. This is sort of the same thing. You can do one or the other. It's a weird thing.
Or you leave.
You might beat him and it'd be good. You might beat him and it's going to be bad.
Or you abandon them with a single mother.
Yeah.
And she has to struggle, and she's out working 2-3 jobs, and the kids are just left alone anyway.
And sometimes that turns them into you know, professional something good, and sometimes that turns them into criminals. You never know. It depends on the kid. That's the fucked up part. There's no set thing here. So he ends up growing up pretty big, as opposed to his grandfather. Probably don't want to start trying to whoop him too much when he's an adult. When he's about 6'2", 205 pounds.
Holy shit!
And he is jacked.
Yeah,
he's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
When he fights, every time he's one of these guys that fights under his weight.
Okay.
So he's always trying to cut 30 pounds. So he looks ripped all the time because he's, you know, heavier than that, and he cuts all his weight. He's always got a six-pack and fucking ripped muscles.
Wandering around with one of those spit bottles.
Always, probably
trying to drop
losing weight. Yeah, that's what they do.
It's crazy.
It's a lot of weight and spit, apparently.
I guess.
Yeah.
I might be. Listen, I'm about 40 pounds overweight. It might all be spit. I
won't
know
Jimmy,
unless I try.
You know what? When you're done with that soda, just keep that can with you.
Just fill it up.
Fill it up. Fill it up, Chief. That's
No
it.
chewing, just spitting.
No chewing, just spitting. No more water, no more food, just spit. We'll see how it goes.
See how much weight
you'll
I drop.
lose weight.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
You know, you'll die soon, but you'll lose weight. So, young Anthony goes to college, which most of our MMA fighters, it's usually not their story.
Yeah, that's rare.
They usually don't go to college, but if they do, it's usually in this type of capacity.
Community.
He goes to community college, Lassen Community College, where he is national junior college 174-pound wrestling champion.
Wow.
So, he's a nasty wrestler.
Yeah.
Which is weird because later on he's known for his knockout punches and shit. Like, he's a knockout guy. He's not really known for his grappling, but he's a national junior college athletic association national champion in 2004. Now he becomes, before he starts fighting, he's like, I can't just be Anthony Johnson.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something.
There's a lot of those.
There is a shitload of
It's hard to stand out with that name.
So many Anthony Johnsons. When you're looking for specific Anthony Johnsons, it's really difficult because there's a shitload of them. It really helps if they have a catchy nickname that other Anthony Johnsons might not have. He picks Rumble as his nickname. This is a self-given nickname.
Oh, he picked it.
He picked it. So this is one of those where we've talked a lot about, you know, whether you give a nickname or this is a self-given nickname, and you want to find out how?
I'd love to hear it.
You know what? Let's let him tell it.
Okay.
What do you say? Let's do an in their own words and find out exactly where the hell Rumble came from. In their own words, quote, I was sitting around bored one day and was thinking of a name that would fit me. They have Cabbage, Rampage, Shogun, and Ninja, so why can't we have a Rumble?
What? There's a cabbage?
Apparently there's a cabbage. Yeah, but a Rumble is a specific thing.
Right.
That's why. A Shogun is a person.
Right.
Ninja's a person.
Right.
Like a cabbage, I guess you could call someone a cabbage. It's an individual item anyway.
It's almost an ear.
Yeah, I mean, a rampage, one person can rampage, I suppose.
Rampage Jackson.
That's, I mean, one person, I think he's who he's talking about.
Yeah.
One person can rampage, so that's fine. But a Rumble...
You need two for that.
You need it's a Rumble.
Yeah.
You need like a lot of people getting together rumbling.
At least two or more.
I want chains and shit going with a Rumble. If you're going to rumble, you got to slick your hair back. You got to get a chain.
Yeah, you get a Triton.
Oh, Christ, I'm with a leather jacket. You know what? Rumbles are too expensive.
It's a lot.
I don't have enough money to participate in a Rumble. I have to get an old car.
I got enough friends for a Rumble.
Chains. I got to get jackets.
I got to find another gang with the same amount of gang
That's
members
the other
as my
thing,
gang.
because otherwise it'll be unfair.
Right.
We have to agree.
Like
we have to agree to a place and a time and weapons that we're going to be able to use and the whole thing. It's very complicated.
It's too much.
Jesus, I got to buy that grease shit they put in their hair. It's not gel.
No.
It's loose. It's
flop.
Like, yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I got to buy that
It's Dapper
too.
Dan. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
Oh, man, this is going to suck, dude. This is going to suck.
Yeah.
We're not rumbling. So that's, I mean, you can't be a Rumble, but he's a Rumble, apparently.
Okay.
One man Rumble. Don't nickname yourself.
No.
Let other people nickname you.
It's always bad.
You're Anthony Johnson. If you were any good, the second you got in a promotion, they'd be like, let's give this guy a nickname.
Yeah.
And someone will come up with something better than this.
Go with "the" as the middle name.
Yeah, the Anthony the Johnson.
Yeah.
Anthony Swinging Johnson. That's
Lengthy.
a good one. Yeah. Swinging Lengthy
Thick.
Johnson.
Anthony the Girth Johnson.
The Girth Johnson. Anthony like a fire hose Johnson. Like a veiny fire hose Johnson. You know, names like that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, August 18th, 2006, he makes his pro fighting debut here. This is Pangea Fights 2, and it's in Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
He lives out in California for a while.
Okay.
He moves from Georgia, goes to Florida, ends up training in Colorado and California. And in different
Put
spots.
some money together, obviously.
Yeah, well, he's trying. He fights Jonathan Romero, who is 1-0 coming in.
Yeah.
So it's a new guy's fight. Unfortunately for Jonathan Romero, he'll be 1-1 for his career, as this is his last fight.
That's it.
TKO in round 1 at 1 minute and 9 seconds, and he reconsidered his career options.
Yeah.
So maybe that training program at wherever the fuck isn't that bad. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll be a stockbroker. This isn't working out.
There's a job fair down at the servers market.
Real estate's interesting.
Yeah.
What makes person want that house? I want to find out.
Did you know every house sold, somebody that's selling
Weird.
it and somebody that's buying it, they have to have agents.
Isn't that strange?
There's money
Well,
involved.
You know what? I think I'll do that. No one punches you and knocks you out in 1 minute 9 seconds
Right.
either. Sweet. This sounds awesome. He starts around here. He starts training with Ken Shamrock.
Oh.
Who, if you're a MMA or a wrestling fan, you'll know who Ken Shamrock is
awesome.
because he was in WWF at the time forever when it was still WWF.
Now he's like 90.
Yeah.
He still looks okay. It's not too bad, but
Isn't he still like fighting?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's still
But
fighting
he'll
somewhere.
say hello to you on Cameo.
He will.
So somebody sent us one.
That's
from him,
right, from
and
Ken Shamrock.
He doesn't look too bad.
No, he looks great.
They
He
lied
looks like
to
he's
him.
in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever did it had him. I forget who did it. I think it may have been Jason Fuller. I don't
not
remember.
sure.
But they had him. They lied to him and had him say some shit like "Congratulations on your new business."
Yeah. Which we were like, huh?
What the
But that
fuck,
was funny.
Ken? What are you
anyway.
talking about?
But then he said, cheer up, bitch. So
Yeah,
that was a
he
funny
did
part. Someone got Ken Shamrock to say, cheer up, bitch, which is... That's pretty classic. It's
pretty awesome.
So you know what, Ken Shamrock, you're all right in our book
Good
because
dude.
you said cheer up, bitch. So thumbs up, mister. Good job. I like you. And he's a decent wrestler, actually, for a guy who wasn't like a wrestling pro wrestler background. He came in and was pretty fucking good at it. It's
One of the
rare.
best and original UFC fighters.
And
He
that's
was
the other
good.
thing too.
Yeah.
He was a kind of a pioneer of MMA
He's
in terms of getting
basically-
it fame. He was one of the first big famous UFC fighters.
He's basically the Hulk Hogan of UFC.
Kind of, I guess
He
you
was
could
like
say.
the original dude that everybody rooted for.
Maybe, well, like more like I'm trying to think, because
I can't think of anybody earlier than him
Like-
that everybody was on board with.
he's like the Bruno Sammartino of pre Hulk Hogan, and then someone else probably got more famous. I'm sure.
Yeah.
The later on.
Because now
that would be the Hulk Hogan would blow up later on.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably Bruno. Then
he's like the Bruno,
or he's the fucking the guy that killed a bitch.
Snuka.
Yeah,
it's the Snuka. They got to be more specific with wrestlers.
You know what
Everyone loves Snuka. He was a beloved guy.
Shamrock's kind of the same way.
Except Shamrock, to my knowledge, has not killed has killed no one, bitch or not. I don't know. No, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't killed anyone I know of. But he trained. So Anthony trained with Ken. Anthony says, "quote Training with Ken was okay. He was the first major trainer I had. Being so new to the game, I was pumped. Now that I'm not with that team anymore, I feel I've learned a lot more and met a lot of great people. But overall, it was okay, and I don't regret being there. So he just had to pump up where he is now. Sounded like didn't want to be like, no, Ken was great. These guys are all right, but fuck, Ken's the shit. September 16, 2006. He's at the Rocky Mountain Nationals Demolition, which it sounds like there's a demolition derby that goes around a circle with a ring in the middle where guys fight while cars are crashing around them. That's what I see.
Or they're like bringing down an old building and they're like, we can't get a crowd. We need some. We got to get hype for this. What's really popular?
Two guys beating the shit out of each other.
We can put that next to the building.
Just put it in front of the building, and then you'll see a building fall in back of them as they fight. If we could get a knockout at the same time the building falls, that's going to be awesome.
We'll make some money.
You never know.
Maybe we'll build a rec center with the money.
There you go. It'll be Breaking 2
stuff out here.
Breaking 2 is what we're going to do. This is up in Denver. He fights Rich Moskowitz, who's a 10-7 career fighter. This goes all 2 rounds.
Both rounds.
Yeah. Unanimous decision here. 2-0 for Anthony. And then the same night, he's got to fight again. He fights Keith Wilson, who's a 6-2 career fighter coming in, and he ends up a 6-3 fighter as Anthony ends his career for him. And this goes 2 rounds as well. This is a majority decision for Anthony, making him 3-0. So he starts out pretty hot. Not too shabby. June 12th, 2007. He's got 3 fights under his belt, fighting at the Demolition Derby.
Right.
And then June 12, 2007, he's in UFC.
Already?
Quickly.
Wow.
Real quick. That's real fast.
Dana needed people.
Apparently in 2007, they were looking for somebody.
I think there was a deluge of people retiring around then.
I don't know.
Or getting close to it.
Isn't that when the Ultimate Fighter started, around then? They were looking for trying to...
It may have been a little bit before that, too.
2006, I want to say, was the beginning Ultimate Fighter based on our previous episode.
But everybody was starting to taper off of their careers. Like Matt, I hated the guy, Matt.
I don't know.
He's like a little hillbilly guy. It doesn't matter.
I don't know any of these guys.
And George St. Pierre was starting to get to the end of his career. All the draws were starting to leave, like Chuck Liddell, people like that.
Need new people.
Yeah.
Need some new blood in there. Yeah.
And faces that could sell.
Yeah, well, that's what, stars is what you need. Just 2 random dudes fighting each other.
BJ Penn was about done.
You see that at 7-Eleven. So you need
you got some turnover.
Yeah, you need people who are exciting.
Right.
So this is UFC Fight Night 10, Stout versus Fisher 2. This is at the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, boy.
And he fights Chad the Grinder Reiner. Chad, I'm on Grinder Reiner here. Jesus Christ.
Chad drug test me because my nickname's The Grinder.
The Grinder, which is basically any drug you can use some sort of grinding for.
Ridiculous.
33-18 he comes in, that's his career. So he's not a pushover. He's not a schlub. But Anthony treats him like he is. He knocks this guy out with punches in 13 seconds.
Shit.
That was that for the Grinder.
Wow.
Yeah. His profile made him feel better that night. Like, someone better. I need to suck a dick after that.
Somebody kiss my boob.
Please. 4-0 for Rumble, but that's a hell of a UFC debut.
Hell yeah.
That's the type of shit Dana White likes to see because that's exciting. People like, did you see that shit? The guy knocked him out in 13 seconds.
That is fascinating. That in boxing, when the true boxing enthusiasts really loved watching fast knockouts, but a lot of people were like, I wanted to go a long ways and then a knockout.
Yeah.
But in this shit,
I'll get my money's worth.
Right.
I say a man almost got his head taken off with a punch. That's your money's worth.
7 seconds, you got your money's worth.
That's your money's worth.
This shit that's what they root for. Is they want the fastest fight ever. That's
otherwise,
what do you
want to see guys fucking humping each other on the ground? Is that what you want to see?
Making their ears awful.
They're dry humping now. This is terrific.
They all have more lumps in their ear
Grind
now.
your cock into his thigh. I think he doesn't like that part. Like, I get that what you're doing is technical and your forearms fucking it's boring as fuck to watch. I get that it's skilled and it takes talent and it's, whatever. I can't do it, but I don't want to fucking watch it either.
Nope.
Sorry. That's why I don't do it, because I'm like, that looks boring.
Right.
I'd rather play basketball. That's more exciting. You know what I mean? So I think that's why. They do not want to see some fight that has two guys grappling for 4 rounds. That's not what they want to put on television.
I think it's just the raw opportunity that at any moment one of these dudes might fucking die.
That's always exciting. Yeah. That's always exciting.
At minimum, a retina could come detached from a punch. That's fucking nuts too.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody can't see now because they got punched in the face.
There's all sorts of shit. Yeah, people. That's what you want. Some excitement. Right. That's why Tyson was a huge star.
Yeah.
People would complain, his knockouts are so fast, and they would have to offer, like, unless the fight goes 3 rounds, we'll give you half your pay-per-view money back. They actually had that with Tyson because people stopped.
Because people were complaining.
They were bitching about it.
Crazy.
It's crazy. You're signing up to watch this guy tear someone apart. Right. You want him to take longer? I don't get.
And what kind of fucking sadistic bastard are you that you want to watch
toy with
that?
him? Toy with it.
Skin him first, God damn it.
Toy with him, get him real injured, then go in for the kill. That's what I want to see. Don't get it over with quickly.
I really like watching the Discovery Channel when I
just like the chase.
When a leopard kills a gazelle and it just tears the shit out of it for hours on end. That's what I really like to watch. I want to watch it bleed out.
Just in the back, just taking chunks of meat out, not actually taking its throat out or anything.
I want to watch him bleed out.
Yeah, that's what's fucked up.
That's what I paid for.
That's what's fucked up. Yeah, you want that. You want a fast.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's what people want. So September 22nd, 2007, UFC 76 Knockout. It's called.
Oh,
very creative.
They lost.
Wow.
Some marketing guy was like, knockout. And
knockout. Oh shit.
How did we not think of
How did we not think about it in the first 75?
This is the first one?
This is knockout
1?
Knockout 1, 76 times it took them. This is at the Honda Center in Anaheim. He's fighting Rich No Love Clemente. Here, 45 and 23 career, though.
Okay.
This is that's a journeyman. Be careful of guys like that. This fight goes into the second round, and at 3:05 in the second round, old No Love catches Anthony in a rear naked choke, and Anthony loses by submission.
Oh, no.
So he goes to 4-1. So, but I mean, like in UFC, that's one of the things people like about UFC, and that's exciting about UFC is anything can happen with that sort of thing. An underdog can catch somebody quick, and that's it. It's over. There's that's very different than. I mean, obviously, boxing you can get a knockout punch, but for the most part,
this is more on any given
unless they're
Sunday.
Heavyweights,
right?
It's a little because you're not.
It's more any given Sunday than the NFL.
Yeah. If it's 240-pound boxers, you're probably not going to see a one-punch knockout.
Right.
If you do see a knockout, it's going to be a combination that gets a guy on the corner and really beats him till he falls, or
a guy thought he heard the bell and drops his hands,
something like that. Yeah, you don't usually see like the heavyweight one-punch Mike Tyson.
Right.
You barely saw that left hook, and that guy felt it though. Knockout, shit like that. It's at this point too. He's expanding his empire, the Rumble Empire.
Oh.
He's expanding it into dogs.
What?
He's going to get into the dog business now.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. It's March 2008.
Oh no.
Does an interview and he says, quote, "I have an up and coming kennel for bully breed pit bulls."
You fucking asshole.
Bullies are the short compact pits that I recommend everyone should get.
We know all about him, you asshole.
Yeah, well, he's going to talk about Michael Vick here too.
Yeah.
I've always had love for the breed of pits, and soon as I had the chance of getting one, I hopped on it. They are so loyal and the best friend anyone can have. I don't believe in fighting any dog, period, especially this breed. Like any dog, it will only do what it's taught. For example, if you raise a kid to be a killer, he's going to be a killer. It's dumb people like Michael Vick that give the breed a very bad name. I take very good care of all my dogs, and I treat them all the same. All they look for is love and attention, and my girlfriend and I give that to them. We spend as much time with them as possible, taking them to the dog park, keeping them social with other animals, and taking them to bully expos in SoCal. I just got a new pup from Hectic Kennels in Southern California. His name is is King Yoda, and he's my show dog and plays second in the first show. The only dog to beat him was his brother, and his name is Homeboy. Both have the best of blood in them.
Yeah.
And, watch out for these two. They're going to make some noise in the business in the near future. So he's breeding show pit bulls.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do now.
And also, if you raise a kid to be a killer, he'll be a killer. What?
He's trying to just put kids in.
Fuck is he talking? Don't compare dogs to kids.
That's a little weird.
That's a bit
but
much.
I mean, you can raise a Dexter. It's fine. It's fair. You can raise a kid.
Who the fuck has tried that?
I don't think anyone specifically said, "I'm going to breed this kid to kill for me."
That's my point.
That would be impressive.
How the fuck would he know?
Wow, that's an idea. Did he have that idea?
I think he just invented it.
I'm going to have kids someday. I'm going to train him to kill for me. I'm going to have a child kill swap.
You know what I'm going to do?
No one will suspect that shit.
I'm going to get pit bulls and raise them to be lovers, and I'm going to have a kid and train him to kill.
Yeah, cute as fuck, too. Kid's going to have cheeks.
Rosy as cheeks.
Little,
dimples and shit.
Little afro, make him cute as fuck.
And I'm going to have him kill pit bulls.
He'll stab a motherfucker.
I'm going to get him into dog fighting.
Get him into dog, not even fighting, just dog murdering. Just ridiculous completely.
Ridiculous.
So April 2nd, 2008 is UFC Fight Night 13. Mm-hmm. It is Florian versus Lauzon. Okay. Yeah. He fights Tom the Farm Boy Spear.
Yeah.
The Farm Boy. Mm-hmm. That's a very... I'm scared. That's intimidating right there. 21-7 career record for this guy, though. So not bad.
I think I should have gone with Pickle.
Pickle
Spear?
Pickle is Tom the Pickle Spear.
Hell yeah.
That's better than the Farm Boy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. This fight does not go very long. He's back on the farm in no time. 51 seconds. Yeah. He loses by KO with punches. Rumble beats the shit out of him here. So 5-1 for Anthony. July 19th, 2008, UFC Fight Night 14, Silva versus Irvin. He fights Kevin the Fire Burns.
Uh-huh. Asshole.
There you go. I said that and I just put my hand out. I'm like, 1, 2. Yep, he'll get it in a second. Asshole. Thank you. Okay. I wouldn't say it. Not going to say a word about that. I'll let you all to yourselves.
He had so many better options.
Piece of shit. Yeah.
The Fire.
The Fire Burns. Mm-hmm. No shit, dummy.
No boy.
12-7 career record. This fight, Anthony gets poked in the eye early in the fight.
Uh-huh.
And he ends up, being stopped in the third round to a TKO, but it's after several more times he's been poked in the eye.
Oh, so it's like this guy's special move. He's got the fire poker.
Yeah, he's got the eye poker. He calls it the burning stick.
Yeah.
And he just fucking jabs it into your eyeball. That's what happens
fucking
here.
Jerk.
He's a jerk, the Fire, and it's a loss here this is a fight where he's pissed off. He later on after this fight, Anthony will say this is bullshit. Mm-hmm. This shouldn't have been a loss. It should have been either a no contest or, if anything, a DQ for me to the win because he's fucking poking me in the eye the whole time.
Basically, the only rule in UFC is no eye gouging and no biting. That's basically it.
Can you ball punch?
I don't think you can ball punch or ball kick.
Or ball kick.
Is there
a difference at this point?
I think there's no assaulting dicks and balls.
Okay.
There's no eye gouging and no biting. But apart from that, do whatever you want.
Okay, that's interesting.
No cock assault. That's
no
for sure.
cock assault.
That's one.
Well, no, I think you can cock assault because Joe's son.
That's right. He just cock assaulted.
Lost by cock assault. A man just spread his legs and pummeled his nutsack 8 times until the ref said, "Holy shit!" Called it. Holy.
There's no way he can take one more.
He can't. Obviously, he's not submitting because he can't speak. He's being fucking pummeled in the nutsack over and over and over again.
Maybe cock assault is legal.
I don't know. That probably wasn't UFC though.
That's true.
Maybe UFC has a
and then maybe that was too early.
Has an assault cock weapon ban. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. It's disturbing here.
I don't remember.
But it's a loss for Rumble here. So 5-2 for Anthony. December 13th, 2008. This is the Ultimate Fighter finale show, I guess. He fights Kevin Burns again, the eye poker.
Right.
This time he gets his revenge with a third round, 28 seconds in, he knocks the Fire out with a kick to the head.
Knocks the Fire out of him.
So anytime anyone gets knocked out from a kick to the head, it's just like,
crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking crazy.
People just kicking each other in the head. The fuck are we doing?
When they connect too.
What are we doing?
It's insane.
Oh,
it's crazy that shit's legal. Why are we allowing that? But you can't poke somebody in the fucking eyeball.
I know. Why not? You just kicked him in the head. That seems like dirty pool. if you watch two guys get in a fight and one of them falls down, the other one kicks him in the head, you go, hey, that was kind of fucking shitty. Jesus Christ, that's a cheap move.
I thought we were doing this with
are we in the Hell's Angels here? What the fuck is going on? You're going to chain whip him next?
Different
Rumble!
I thought there were disciplines in this. That doesn't seem very disciplined at all.
Kicking a dude in the head seems tough. And that's what it is. And I get a lot of messages because we've done a shitload of MMA and boxing, and I get messages where people are like, why don't you like MMA? And why don't you like MMA? Look, it's not an intellectual decision to not. When I watch it, I get the same feeling, and I'm not saying it is the same because these are skilled people. They train for years. I completely understand that, but I get the same feeling as I get if two guys are fighting in a 7-Eleven parking lot. Right. I'm uncomfortable with it.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable because someone's going to fall and hit their head and fucking their brains are going to leak on the fucking ground. It's just one of those things. It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. When I see it, I get uncomfortable because it doesn't seem right. No. It seems like, is someone going to stop these two guys?
Somebody's going to fucking die tonight.
This doesn't seem right.
And see, that appeal to, or lack of appeal to you is exactly what the appeal is.
That's
it's
the appeal.
Crazy.
Oh, we could see this. Whereas I don't like World Star shit. I don't like any of that shit. I don't want to see people get fucking pummeled. I don't want to
watch people get sucker punched.
That's the thing.
And a lot of times in the UFC, it feels like a sucker punch.
And that's what it is because they're not. It's because it's so loose and you're allowed to kick in the head or dive at ankles or do whatever you want. It's not two guys like standing facing each other like I'm here to punch you, you're here to punch me, and we know what each other are going to do. Whoever gets it in first wins.
You can literally run and knee somebody in the face as they're on all fours trying to get up.
That's what I mean.
That does not seem like a fucking discipline.
That's my point, and I know it is. Yeah, I get that, but my brain doesn't react to that when it sees it.
I see that and I go, fuck you, man.
Yeah, that's not cool. You're a dick.
If he was our friend,
I'd be pissed.
There'd be 30 dudes who would want to knock the shit out of you.
We'd have a rumble. So
we'd all pop the trunk on you.
That's what I'm saying. God damn it. Yeah. Whereas boxing, for whatever reason, you could say it's boring or that's fine. For whatever reason, my brain doesn't react like that to boxing. I don't know what it is. It's more of like I don't know if it's a rock'em sock'em robot thing or what it is, but you're just like, we have these gloves on, that are bigger. And I know that you'll get knocked out and hurt. And if you listen to a boxer talk, you'll understand that it's not safe. I'm not saying it's safer or better. Just saying my brain instinctually reacts differently to it.
Right.
It's more like a contest than the other thing is more like, let's see what happens if we put these two in a cage. I don't know.
I just judge the event and the I even hate to say it because it's going to make people mad. But listen, I judge the class of the event by the fucking amount of suits in the audience.
Yes, if it's a major event.
Right, if it's class and rather than
coming from people who don't wear suits, except for the scummies, by the way. We just don't go to these events, though.
I'm just saying there's a lot of leather bracelets in a UFC audience.
You're right.
And that's weird.
That is. You're right. It's a different thing. Yeah. It's just, and we're not saying it's
no better or worse. It's
we're not sticking our noses up at it. No. Exactly. I'm not saying like everyone has to be in a suit like it's a Mandalay Bay boxing fucking match or anything like that.
There's still classy fucking people at a UFC fight.
There's plenty of them. Yeah, but it's a
but not in the upper deck.
No. It's a diverse crowd, let's say, in terms of thoughts and things like that. It's a diverse crowd. So that's the thing. You can't lump MMA fans in one thing. You can't say they're all this because they're not all that.
They're not.
There's people who are very intellectual that are into it. There's people who are, it's just, it's how it affects your brain. It's so weird. What we're saying is we're not judging you if you like it at all.
Fine.
Brain doesn't respond to it. It's all good.
I just don't get it.
I don't understand.
And I used to like it just because of that aspect because I was so angry and I just wanted to watch people get hurt. And I was I don't give a shit. Fucking kill him.
Yeah.
And now I'm just not in that place anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've had 2 children.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
I'm like, let's make the world a little nicer.
Let's calm down. Let's not have everybody punching each other here.
Let's have a limit on the beers that we ingest.
Jesus Christ. Maybe it's not. 7th inning's a good time to cut it off, I think, right? Yeah, let's cut off the sales in the 7th. I got to drive home with these kids later. I don't want your drunk ass on the road with me.
How about the last undercard? We stop selling beer there? How about
good.
there?
Perfect. The main event can go quick. Jesus Christ. So February 7th, 2009, it's UFC Fight Night 17, Lauzon versus Stevens.
Again with Lauzon.
Lauzon again. He fights Luigi, the Italian tank Fioravanti.
He really is.
Oh! This fucking guy, the Italian tank Fioravanti. Fioravanti. Fioravanti! It's a Luigi Fioravanti.
He could certainly delete the word Italian out of there. We get it.
Luigi Fioravanti? Yeah. You sound like a fucking pasta brand.
It's a bit redundant.
My favorite
Luigi.
Mastacholi is the Fioravantis. I never get any other brand. The Barilla sucks. Pacheco's no good. The Fioravanti. It's a couple extra bucks. I'm not going to lie to you, but the fucking taste.
Yeah.
You're going to be happy you got it. I'm just saying.
Luigi Fioravanti, is that German tank?
That's that's the Japanese tank. Luigi, right? Luigi the Fioravanti is the Thailand tank, I believe I heard he is, right? No.
We get it, Luigi. We knew.
It's a Luigi.
There was nobody that thought you were from somewhere else.
It's Luigi Fioravanti. He's a come for you. Hey.
This fucking asshole.
This fucking guy. You
what a fucking jerk.
Fucking jerk off. Look at this
we
fucking
knew what
guy.
You were, Luigi.
Oh, for the love of Christ.
We've all played Mario Brothers, motherfucker. Calm down.
Oh, my God.
There's not a single person on earth that hears Luigi and goes, oh, clearly fucking Canadian.
Fioravanti?
Oh, it's Australian fuck.
Luigi Fioravanti, this black guy's gonna beat me up. Hey.
I'm gonna puke. Oh, fuck. Oh, gross. Oh, my God. Oh, Pepsi tastes gross. Oh, Luigi, you brought us too much fun today.
He comes out.
Oh, my God. We're all choking.
He comes in. What, do you got blood on your robe already, Luigi? You already bleeding? No, it's a sauce. I couldn't help it myself.
It's the most spaghetti.
My mother brought me the plate. That's a rule. She said you eat enough so you have an energy. You have the energy. I get under my robe. I don't know. Jimmy's gonna die.
Oh my God, this fucking guy.
See, people often ask, they'll be like, I don't like how in a boxing episode or an MMA episode, it's like you go over, you just talk about every fight for a second. It's like, who cares? Don't talk about the fights. This is why
it's great.
We've gotten so much out of just random challengers of people.
3 words, James.
It's just too funny.
Well, 4, I guess. 5.
Yeah, Luigi. The Italian tank. Oh my God!
Fuck.
In his country, he's Thomas. Yeah. I'm a Thomas. I'm going to tell you a story. See, come on, sit down.
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you about how I grabbed this girl's ass. She was looking good. I came by on a Vespa. I said, "Oh, you're looking good." I grab her ass and then I do a trip around the block and say, "You up on?" She say, "Okay."
What was his record?
26-15 career.
Unbelievable.
Luigi's been fucking beating people up as they make fun of him.
That's why, because he's punching people that are just laughing.
Yeah. Plus, his corner has a big plate of sausage and peppers after he wins. He's like, we got sausage and peppers if you win. And he's like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to beat this man up.
Yay for me.
Yay for me. So, Luigi gets his ass kicked here with punches, TKO with punches, round 1 at 4:39.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Poor Luigi. He got stuck.
He does say that.
He does.
Poor Luigi.
He got stuck in a pipe at 4 minutes and 39 seconds of round 1.
This fucking guy.
He was eaten by a Goomba. So June 27, 2009, he's coming out of that fight. That was February 2009. He's 7-2 now, Rumble. And the first one he got caught, the first loss, but the second one's a controversial loss.
Right.
So you could look at this as 7-1 almost. almost. June 27, 2009, he lives in California. He's living in San Lorenzo, California. About 10:49 a.m., the police are contacted. Here, he contacts the police on his own. He'll later be arrested at 1:30 p.m., but this is...
He's just 3 hours away.
3 hours from now, he'll be arrested.
This is the prequel.
Yeah, he calls the cops. Apparently, his girlfriend is and he have been fighting.
Oh, Jesus.
And apparently, she said that he pushed her around and picked her up by her armpits and slammed her to the ground. Which is...
It's an MMA
terrifying.
Move. Yeah,
that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Also, if you're a big, strong guy slamming people down like that. Then he put her in a headlock.
Oh, God.
And dragged her up a flight of stairs.
And that's her claim.
In a headlock. That's the police report. Yeah,
okay,
claim there.
Okay, go
on. And she had also she had scrape above her on her eye and facial swelling, and she was clearly in some sort of something.
She was roughed up.
She was roughed up.
Yeah.
She said that he slammed her to the ground and all sorts of shit like that. He will be charged with domestic violence, battery, death threats, and destroying a phone to prevent the report of a crime.
Oh, that's super
Apparently
illegal.
broke her fucking phone too when she went to call the cops, and then he called the cops to say, I don't know, hi.
I'll be the one that calls, not you.
I'll call. I'll tell on myself. Yeah. So he contacted the police. They came, did an investigation, and arrested him at 1:30. And that was that. They said he was cooperative and polite to the police, but he did damage the cell phone while she was trying to contact the police. That was the main crux of this whole thing. Now his lawyer here said his lawyer is denying. He'll always have a lawyer that comes out and makes a statement for him. His lawyer was contacted by the media, and he issued this statement, quote, "It has come to our attention that an email is being circulated with false and misleading information pertaining to Mr. Anthony Johnson. On behalf of Mr. Anthony Johnson, we would like to address this issue." Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Please address.
Please. This is Ken Pavia, hair turning silver as he types this. Jesus Christ.
With every keystroke.
Every keystroke. Man. Let's see here. On June 27th, Mr. Johnson was arrested in Hayward, California, and charged with misdemeanors stemming from an alleged altercation with his ex-girlfriend. Mr. Johnson is completely and unequivocally innocent of all charges. These charges are completely outside the realm of Mr. Johnson's character.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay. Hold on. Case dismissed.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's outside, if you say a man in his employ says it's outside of his character, I don't know why we're even bothering.
You, a man that's in his employ, describing what the man fucking does for a living.
Totally outside.
No
of his
way
character.
he would have done that.
Never. He's never knocked anyone out with a kick to the head. It's never happened.
I'll bet he's never body slammed anybody.
Never. I mean, there's no stairs in a UFC ring, so we know he's never cut someone in a headlock, drug them up a flight of stairs, and destroyed their cell phone.
Right.
So out of his character completely. Total bullshit.
The only thing outside of his character that we have seen documented is the exploding of a phone.
Oh, he's done that.
And dragging people upstairs.
Yeah, but that was more, he was upset with Verizon.
Good point.
They had recently raised their rates, and he said, you know what, this is ridiculous. And he was locked into an 18-month contract. He said, no.
Unlimited my balls.
Yeah, he said, this is bullshit. I want to switch to Sprint, and they wouldn't let a $150 charge. He said, no, not the $150 charge. I'm not.
Of course it's unlimited, but then you slow my fucking usage down.
Then what are we going to do?
I can't even use it anyway, it's limited as fuck.
I'm trying to whack it, and you won't let me.
It's all pixelated.
I broke it. I couldn't take it anymore. Just kept pausing. I'm like, here it is. It's fucking gone.
God damn it.
Son of a bitch. So the lawyer says he has no prior criminal record and has never been in trouble with the law. Perfect angel.
Yeah.
Furthermore, any assertion that the UFC played a part in posting his bail or covering up the incident is completely untrue. Unfortunately, professional athletes are frequently made the victim of such false accusation. As this has been a stressful time for Mr. Johnson. Wow. That's some balls, right?
Wow.
Whoa.
That is holy shit.
That's pretty funny there.
Brazen.
Whoa. We ask that judgment is withheld until all relevant facts have come to light. Now, this incident, he can say that nobody tried to cover it up, but I look into athletes' crimes a lot.
Right.
That was really hard to find details about. I mean, it's all like after the fact, she said that. There's no like, here's a police report quote, really. Like, there's no.
It's all hidden.
It's they fucking squashed it somewhere. I mean, it's not easy to find. The other shit's way easier to find. So, I mean, somebody was trying to make it so it's not easy to find. We'll put it that way.
And it was just a shitty afternoon for him, is what they're trying to make it out.
Yeah, they're trying to make it out. Well, later on, this is his explanation of it. This is him, like 4 years later, he says this. Quote, "We were both just young.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Neither one of us got physical with each other. We were just doing whatever we could to get under each other's skin. To this day, we still talk. We both apologize. Well, you also put a hematoma under her skin, so how'd that happen?
Right. Her face was swollen, bro.
And scraped and brazened.
That's very rare for words to do that.
Yeah. So,
you ever heard sticks and stones will break? Words will never hurt me.
Words will swell my cheekbones.
I guess.
I've never heard that.
Words will abrase my face.
Yeah, words will abrase my upper eye. It's never happened. So, I mean, and UFC goes, yeah, no problem.
Wow.
No problem. October 24th, we're talking, a month later, he's fighting again in UFC 104 like it never happened. Just, they don't even comment on that shit.
Unreal.
Later on, by the way, he's in UFC when this happens, as we're seeing right here.
Yeah.
Later on, Dana White will say, I didn't even ever heard of that incident.
Wow.
He will literally say he's never heard of this incident. So either he's a fucking liar,
right,
or he completely ignored domestic violence in 2009. Like, it wasn't even an issue to the point where he wouldn't even have fucking heard of it.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Which one's worse?
Either. That's what I mean. Either he didn't give a shit or actively didn't give a shit. Right. One of the two. So, I'm not sure. That's why he is a Scummy Award winner this year. Good for you, Dana. Congratulations.
Dumb bald fuck.
Fucking God damn it. October 24, 2009 is UFC 104. Yoshiyuki Zenko Yoshida.
Oh.
He's fighting. That was very Japanese.
Yeah.
It's an 18-9 career record, though. Good guy. Mm-hmm. Good fighter. But he gets his ass whooped by the Rumble. Rumbles on him. TKO with punches in round 1 at 41 seconds.
That's fast.
So that's fast. So this is why they keep him around, because that's exciting on TV. People go, oh, did you see that one fight?
Right.
He knocked that Japanese guy out.
Right.
Fucking Jesus Christ. He knocked his eyes round. I'll tell you what, boy. He punched him. He said, hi, how you doing? He couldn't even speak English beforehand. Afterwards, he knew every goddamn word. He pledged allegiance to the flag when he was done getting knocked out. That's how hard Rumble hit him.
I watched him knock out that guy that designed every Nintendo game.
He did all of them. Like I said, not one word of English. When he was done, he popped up from his unconscious state, put his hand over his heart, and did the entire Pledge of Allegiance. That was amazing. Pretty wild. It's good stuff. So that's 8-2 for Rumble. November 21st, 2009, UFC 106. He fights Josh Koscheck. Yeah. He's a 17-11 career fighter, but he lost the last 6 fights of his career. So he just kind of went in the shitter and kept doing it. He had
a good record.
17-5. That's good. 17-11 is
not good.
It's when you retire.
Yeah, it's not 17-5. It's not showing promise.
I was like, what do you do then? You retire. That's exactly what he did. He loses here, though. This guy gets Rumble. Yeah. He hooks up Rumble with a rear naked choke. That seems to be his vulnerability in all his losses. Rear naked choke in round 2 at 4:47. You let him get a little tired. That seems to be the thing. Yeah, you gas him up a little, and then you get in there and you choke him out.
Wrap your arms around him from behind.
Don't let him punch you or kick you in the head. That's the way that works. So he's 8-3 now, and now he's got to deal with court. Okay. He takes all of 2010 off from fighting.
Really?
No fights in 2010. He's busy with some court here. August of 2010, he's going to plead no contest to the domestic battery. So nobody touched each other, but he's going to plead to it. Misdemeanor charge of domestic violence, and they dismissed the other 2 charges as a part of the plea deal here.
Why would you plead if you plea? Why would you plea if you did nothing? If you were just young.
Because, that's the thing, I guess, because a lot of people plea, like in drug cases, they plea because they say, oh, you can do 7 to 10 years, or you can plea and you won't do any time and you'll get probation. Right. So they just go, well, fuck it. It'll be a lot cheaper, for a lawyer and easier, and I won't go to prison if I just plea. A lot of people do that. But you don't see people with a lot of money doing that. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
You don't see rich people going, I'll just plea.
No.
They go, fuck that. I will fight that shit to the fucking end.
They fight murder, James.
They'll fight murder. They'll get convicted and then have the fucking president try to tell the judge to let them go. That's what I mean. They don't fucking people who have money don't give a shit. They don't want to go to jail because they have money and can go out and enjoy their lives. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
they can eat at Nobu.
Yeah, they do whatever they want. They're not going to fucking do anything. Whereas here, it's a little different.
Prison, Harvey.
Yeah. Well. Oh my God, I hope so.
He was convicted.
I saw he's convicted.
They took him to jail already.
We'll see what happens.
Already there.
Yeah. We'll see. Him and Cosby give the same sweep.
Let him away.
Yeah. I hope Bill Cosby rapes him.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Wouldn't it great if he drugged and raped Harvey Weinstein?
He did that, and then he fell asleep all smiley with his head going back and forth.
And then he
fell
died.
asleep, and then Harvey got in there and raped him, too. Raped him back.
And then he had a fucking stroke and died in his sleep. That would be perfect. They're both dead. I think one raped the other to death and then died in his sleep. Is this a tragedy?
Is this a tragedy, or do we have a national holiday?
Do we call it a tragedy?
Is this the Cosby Steen Day now?
We just hose the cell out and move on. Which do we do? I'm not sure.
Hose it out. That's great.
Oh, God.
Cosby Steen suite.
He's a Cosby Steen suite. There's fucking spooning in there. Be wonderful. Jesus. Harvey's the outside spoon, definitely. He's the big spoon.
He's giant.
Yeah, he's a big fat fuck. He can't. Although his stomach, it might be better for Cosby to get behind him. You're right. Cosby's pretty tall.
Also, get that milky eye on your shoulder.
That's all. That's what you want. Come on, put it on.
Weepy eye.
Let's go. Let's go, skin tag. Rub up on me. So,
rub your skin tags on my liver spots.
Please, I'm into it. Let's do it. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Bill. Yeah. Ooh, that's tasty. What is that? What is that? Hot chocolate? I'm sleepy.
Making bathroom hooch out of chocolate gelatin.
That would be wonderful. If you melt down pudding pop, it's just like yoo-hoo. Yeah, you can ferment it, and you got alcoholic yoo-hoo. And then you could rape women.
Then you could rape other inmates.
Or whoever you want. So,
fucking jerks.
So he pleads no contest. Rumble does here. And the judge says, all right, fine then. You, sir, may fuck off. He is sentenced to 3 years of probation. That's no joke.
That's tough
a lot.
Stuff, yeah.
3 years of probation and must serve 8 hours of community service. For what? Go there on a Saturday.
I want to ruin your Saturday or Sunday.
It's just one day, though, at a local boys club.
Okay.
So go teach boys. I don't want him around.
Cauliflower.
As well as 1 day of county jail.
Okay.
Which, whatever. He also must undergo 52 weeks of domestic violence counseling. That's a year of counseling. And he's been ordered to reappear in front of the judge to determine any restitution for court costs and provide proof that he's been going to domestic violence counseling.
Did you say 52 weeks?
52 weeks.
So that's like a day each week?
Once a week for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's serious.
That's an inconvenience.
That's a lot. Yeah,
that's fucked
with
up.
That and probation, and I mean that's as structured as a non-jail sentence could be. With you have to A, check into a probation officer, and B, be at a thing once a week.
Right, and we're going to ruin 2 other days. You're going to have to go to county jail for a day and go spend 8 hours at a kids rec center.
I mean, if he beat this woman up, I'm not saying that's enough. I'm just saying that as far as that goes, the judge just didn't say, all right, well, slap on the wrist.
He tried to teach him a lesson.
He's trying to say, okay, we're going to structure this. He doesn't have a criminal record before, so he's trying to say, okay, maybe if I scare the shit out of this guy and inconvenience him a whole bunch, he'll think twice before he fucking
puts his
body slams a woman.
Yeah.
So he's told he has to do that. Later on, though, he's going to say he should have never pled. He's going to
really.
Oh yeah, he says
should have fought it.
Should have fought it. Yeah, he said, quote, I didn't understand the law as much as I should have in 2009. I pled no contest because that's what my lawyer told me to do. I wanted it to be over with. The courts kept pushing it back, and I said, is there any way we can get this done today? He was saying, it's just his lawyer, it's easier to do a plea deal. Now, the lawyer, the reporter read these comments to the lawyer of his, Cardoza is his name, and this guy said that this guy was like, no. He said repeatedly, I want this to be over with. So, I can't make the court not delay shit. What I can do is get you a plea deal if you want it to be over with. He said that when a client pleads no contest, the state of California has a 4-page document that the defendant must sign and review and explaining what the plea entails and all that sort of thing. Lawyer went on to explain, quote, we never make a client do anything they don't want to do. This was his and his decision alone. He was advised of everything. He wanted it over with. Anthony never accepted responsibility for this, and that's why he entered a no contest plea, which the court of California allows him to do. The judge enters a guilty plea for the record. record. He wanted this over with, and the DA made him a heck of an offer. They lessened the charge. They lessened the possible punishment by a great amount. It was a good deal, and he seized upon it to avoid going to a jury trial and avoid the cost of a jury trial. You never know what a jury will do. But the deal was a good deal. It was his choice to take it, which sounds fine. He said the district attorney's office's deal was much less than the original charges. The agreed-upon plea bargain was a slap on the wrist. He walked out of court with probation, and it was over. He got to move on with his career. He never said that he was guilty of this. Yeah. So he's saying, I got him a sweetheart fucking deal.
Right.
How dare he complain later?
Was he facing 7 years?
He was facing a lot, because he's facing battery, domestic assault. Right. He's facing, the cell phone shit.
I'll bet it's 3 to 7.
He's facing jail time, like serious jail time, and they made him a deal of nothing.
Right.
And so, go
home.
But he said he said I didn't do it. Why should I have done it?
Boy, oh boy.
I don't know. It's at this point too. He has trouble trying to make weight all the time. Yeah. He's fighting as a welterweight for a while here, which is at 170.
Oh boy.
And he's walking around at 235 pounds.
Oh, what is that?
65 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, that is 65.
One of the guys said, he says, quote, one of his trainers says, quote, I saw him one of the people he worked with, I saw him a few months ago. He was about 235 pounds. Even if it was 9 months ago, to lose 65 pounds is a push.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. It's going to be tough on his body. That's like a crazy actor who wants to play somebody with fucking AIDS.
That's a fourth of your body weight.
That's insanity.
That's too much.
He struggles to make weight anyway when he's fighting regularly, so coming down from that weight, I don't know. I'm a little concerned because I don't want a percentage of his purse. I want that win bonus. Yeah. Makes sense. So March 26, 2011, UFC Fight Night 24. He's I guess he made the weight.
Well, and, after spending night after night in a bathhouse trying to get AIDS.
Trying to, sweating it out.
Yeah.
Let me get AIDS and then sweat it out. Anybody here?
Anybody got AIDS?
Somebody.
No, I'll suck
just
your
stick
dick.
you with this needle. March 26, 2011, UFC Fight Night 24. He's had quite a bit of a layoff here, too. He fights Dan the Outlaw Hardy, who's a 25-10 career fighter, and this fight goes all 3 rounds.
Really?
And he ends up winning it here in a unanimous decision. But all 3 rounds, he's rusty, and he's clearly not as strong as he should be from losing all this weight.
Right.
And you can see the effects of
course,
losing weight on him when he loses all this weight. It's not great.
No.
And even when he moves up in weight, he has a hard time making that. He moves up to 205, and he has a hard time making 205. It's just he's naturally a big guy.
Why would you want to try to slim down then?
I do, so you can fight smaller people.
I suppose, but why don't you just fight at your weight class?
That's what I mean.
Just trim yourself up at 235 and call it good.
Any advantage you can get, because that's light heavyweight is 205 as opposed to heavyweight, so you can fight people who might be walking around at that weight.
Knock people out.
Exactly. That's what you're doing. 2011, he appears in a film. He appears in a film called Warrior with Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte's in it. And Brian Callen.
No kidding.
The comedian.
He's great.
I always look for if there's ever a comic in these movies.
Who's
you never know.
the comic relief in this to make it fun?
Who's the comic who got the acting job?
Yeah.
Who's like, this is fucking easy. You guys just sit around all day waiting to go on. Oh, this is fucking great.
This is fantastic.
Got there for like 8 minutes.
I don't even have to write lines.
No pressure.
Easy.
No one has to laugh. This is great. I still get free food.
I say words and eat craft services.
This is tremendous. What an easy job. Comics never want to lose acting jobs because they're like, this is so easy. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm not in like Toledo doing fucking morning radio at 5:30. This is tremendous.
Theo Von just gets to be the comedic actor in something with Chris Pratt coming up.
There you go.
A fucking sweetheart deal. Yeah. He's like the fucking little raccoon was in
People like comedians.
They do.
And that's what ends up happening.
He just gets to be the comic relief and just have a great time.
If anyone wants to give us some sort of animated role,
oh my God,
I would love to be a voice. I'll something.
I'll voice something cartoon and not swear.
I will love it. I won't swear.
I'm in.
I'll do everything.
Let's go.
Yeah. I don't give a shit.
I'll make your kid love the cartoons.
Yeah. God damn it.
Jesus. I'll be the new Steve.
Hey, Eddie Murphy made The Nutty Professor. We can do this shit.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Let's do it. So
he said way worse than anything we've ever said.
Yes, in public. In movie theaters. Recorded on film. Not even. Pull over. What is this? So this movie is the description here. The youngest son of an alcoholic former boxer returns home where he's trained by his father for competition in a mixed martial arts tournament. a path that puts the fighter on a collision course with his estranged older brother.
Oh.
Holy shit, it's all too tied in.
Yeah.
And he plays none of the main characters. He's just one of some other fighter that hangs out there. But he looks like a fighter, so why not? October 1st, 2011, he's back in the ring again. He fights, it's UFC Live 6. It is Cruz versus Johnson. He fights, Jesus Christ. Now, this guy needs to tell us what he is. Charlie the Spaniard Brenneman. That's, if Luigi's name was like, Tom Parsons, then Italian Tank is fine.
Right.
We don't know you're Italian.
Right.
The Spaniard Brenneman, I go, oh, wow, I had no idea.
What's his first name?
Charlie. Carlos the Spaniard Brenneman here. That's it. 19-8 career record for our pal here. Now, for the Spaniard.
Right.
Anthony wins with a KO head kick at 249.
My God.
So again, fucking kicking people in the head till they're unconscious seems like
kicking people to sleep. For real. James, he's doing it.
He's just kicking people till they're unconscious.
That will kill somebody.
Oh, God, you could absolutely kill somebody.
Damn it.
Fucking kicking them in the head and cracking their skull into a goddamn.
You don't get kicked in the head and be like, that's coming too fast and tap out.
No,
you can't do that.
You're just you go.
It's just over.
You go. I don't know my address. You wake up.
You wake up and you go, can I tap out? And they're like, oh, we called this fight an hour ago. You're already in the locker room.
They're already cleaning things. It's all over with.
There's just beer in there now.
It's all over. Like literally, we're waiting for you because we want to leave the building and lock it up, and you're still here. So
take these aspirin and go home.
I don't know. So 10-3 for Anthony. January 14, 2012, UFC 142. This is at the HSBC Arena in Rio de Janeiro,
That's a big
Brazil.
Deal.
This is a fucking one of those Brazilian UFC. Those are huge events.
This is like in a soccer stadium.
Yeah, this is big stuff. He fights Vitor the Phenom Belfort here, and he's a 26-14 career fighter. This fight doesn't even get out of the first round. 4:49 in the first round. So right at the end, old Phenom catches the rumble in a rear naked choke.
Oh boy!
And Anthony loses another one here.
It's over
by rear naked choke. 10-4 that brings him to. Now after this fight, he ends up being cut from the UFC for weight issues.
Oh, he's too fat.
You can punch any woman you want or slam him on the ground, but
you better do it with eating a nice healthy diet.
I guess 3 different times in the next in the next like 6 months he fails to make weight when he's supposed to, and they can't rely on him to make weight. So they have to cut him because if you can't schedule him, if he's not going to make weight, he can't fight, then what the fuck is the point of having him? He's useless. So he ends up being cut from UFC. That will get you cut from UFC.
Not being able to be utilized to make money?
That'll do it, yeah. Well, he won't get thin enough for us.
Right.
I mean, he's punching women, but we'll deal with that later. May 25th, 2012, he's fighting for a different outfit here. Titan Fighting Championship, the Titan FC ones we've talked about. Yep. This is Titan FC 22 in Memorial Hall in Kansas City.
Oh.
Not Kansas City, Missouri.
No.
Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, this is the actual one.
So he goes from the HSBC Arena in Brazil in Rio in this giant thing to the Memorial Hall in Kansas.
May as well be an Elks Lodge.
Fuck, that's brutal. I mean, that is just, you think he would just pummel someone just on pure anger, or you'd just be so depressed you couldn't lift your hands up far enough to fight. I don't know. He fights David Branch, who's a 22-7 career fighter, and wins a unanimous decision. Rumble does 11-4. August 24, 2012, fighting in Titan Fighting Championship 24. He fights Estevez Jones. He's back. He's fucking back.
Are you shitting me?
I swear to God. Estevez the Quiet Riot Jones. That's him. That's his name.
There he is.
There he is. 8-7 career rep. Motherfucker. What the fuck you fighting me for? God damn it. Shit.
I didn't remember that his nickname is the Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. This motherfucker come in the ring trying to fight me.
A black guy coming into We're Not Gonna Take It.
We're not gonna take it. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, that's right. No, we say that because if you're new to the show, Estevez Jones is one of our characters who was we found him in an earlier episode and said Estevez Jones, he just sounds like a blaxploitation film character from the 70s. So that's who he is. And he's like, yeah, motherfucker, where your hoes at?
in a mink fucking or leopard print jacket.
Listen, motherfucker.
Fighting in bell bottoms.
bottoms with fur on the bottom, fur-bottomed bell bottoms, fur line, platform shoes.
Got to take the fish platforms to fight.
Referee, get the fuck away from my sunglasses. I ain't taking them off. Shit. No. Now, Estevez, 8-7 career fighter, but his career ends after he loses 6 of 7 at the end of his career. So he started out well, Estevez.
He was 8-1.
And then it fell apart from there. This is one of the 6 of 7 that he loses in the middle here. This is a TKO with punches in 51 seconds of round 2.
7-1, right? 7-1.
Yeah, 7-1. Yeah, 7-1.
Got it.
And so he ends up being 12-4. Rumble does, and Estevez recedes quietly into our cast of characters.
Yeah.
So there's that. September 21st, 2012, XFL 9. Not the football league, the Extreme Fight League, I think it is.
That's right.
Extreme Fight Night 9 at the Hard Rock Hotel in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Where all the dreams come true.
Damn it.
Jesus Christ. He fights Jake Rochult, who's a 12-5 career fighter. This is his last fight. It doesn't matter because...
I would love to see the motel that they're put up in.
Man, it's not... Well, they're probably at the Hard Rock there.
Maybe? Is that a hotel and casino?
Yeah, it's a hotel casino. I mean, it's probably...
I don't know.
Like, we went to that one in Kansas City, and it was like in the middle of just a field, and it was nice inside. Once you get in there, you're like, oh, okay.
This isn't so bad.
If you want people to throw money in the garbage, you have to at least make it nice in there, you know?
But this one, I'll bet they're like, we'll put you guys up unless the rooms sell out.
Yeah, then...
If they sell out, we're going to have to put you down the road over at the Motor Lodge.
I was going to say, there is a very nice Motor Lodge. They're getting Wi-Fi soon. It's going to be good.
There is literally a motor in the lodge.
So, you might want to wear earplugs. It's loud. The motor's loud. So he knocks out Jake Rochult with a kick to the head at 4:22 in round 2.
That's his move, man.
That's his move. Kick you in the head.
Oh, boy.
Don't choke me. I'm going to kick you in the head. 13-4 here for our guy for Rumble. November 3rd, 2012, World Series of Fighting 1. He fights, this is on the card, is Arlovsky versus Cole is the name of the card. He fights DJ the Protege Linderman. Now, DJ Linderman, the hottest fucking bar mitzvah DJ in all of Long Island. All of Long Island. Did you get me DJ Linderman? Come on, Mom. I wanted DJ Linderman.
Is that really his last
name? His name is DJ Linderman. That's his fucking name. He calls himself the Protege, which sounds like what a bar mitzvah DJ would like call himself to be like funny and cool. Like, I'm the Protege. See, there's a D in front. Woo, cool, right? He'd like turn his hat sideways, and then
he is now Marshmallow.
DJ Linderman. Jesus.
Unbelievable.
He beats up the DJ here with a KO punch. Knocks him out with a punch at 3:58 in the first round. Did not like his musical selections. 14-4 for Rumble. March 23rd, 2013, World Series of Fighting 2. This is Arlovsky versus Johnson, and he will fight Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky, who we've talked about
Really?
before. Yeah, it's a big fight here. 28-19 career fighter he is. This goes all 3 rounds, and Rumble wins a unanimous decision.
What?
Big fight for him, yeah.
He beat Arlovsky.
Yeah, so Dana White's drooling over him at this point, wanting him back.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, he's like, shit, I don't care how fat you are, get back here. So 15-4 for Rumble. January 18th, 2014 is the World Series of Fighting 8. He fights Mike Mac Kyle. Why would you call yourself Mac if your name is Mike? It's very close to your name.
Mike Mac?
I'm Jim Jam Pietragallo. Why would I call myself that? Jim Pietragallo. Nice to meet you. Who would fucking do that?
I'm Jimmie Jammy Pietragallo.
It's so
what
stupid. So this guy's a 23-19 career fighter. Rumble knocks him out with punches at 2:03 in the first round, bringing him to 16-4. April 26, 2014, UFC 172. He fights Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis, which I prefer Paul Orndorff for my Mr. Wonderful.
You don't get to do that.
No, you do not.
You don't get to pick Hulk. You don't get to be
the
Macho
Man. You can't be the Macho Man.
God, no.
No, you can't
get to be the Ultimate Warrior.
No, you definitely
can't. What the fuck are you doing?
No, I would say you could be the Giant if you're a Giant, but you have to be like 7'3".
Right.
That's the deal. You have to be a Giant.
You better skip Hacksaw.
No, you can't be Hacksaw. No,
you got to skip.
You can't be Rowdy.
Junkyard Dog. You can't be these.
You can't be a Junkyard Dog.
They're too famous. They're too popular.
Yeah. Mr. Wonderful.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Phil.
You can't
Davis.
even be.
Unless you have Orndorff in your corner, I don't want to hear from you.
He can't even be the $1 million man.
No.
You can't be the honky tonk man.
You can't be Coco Beware.
No.
I will not allow it.
There are too many things that have already been done that are way more famous than you.
You can't be the Anvil,
No.
the Hacksaw, any kind of warrior, really. A road warrior, a modern day warrior, an ultimate warrior. It's all taken. Every fucking can't even be a bushwhacker, goddammit. Nothing. So
why don't you pick the Undertaker, dickhead?
Oh, good job.
Jesus.
Perfect.
How many people do you think have not seen wrestling?
Yeah, ever or heard of it. It's out there.
The wheelhouse of the UFC are people that grew up watching fucking wrestling.
Yeah, for the most part.
And we all know that there was
It's
a Mr.
training
Wonderful,
wheels.
you fucking jerk.
Wrestling's like training wheels
Right.
for MMA. Yeah. It's like, and these guys actually are getting worse brain damage.
And these guys are actually trying to kill each other.
Yeah, okay,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Well, these guys are doing it by accident, trying not to kill each other
Right.
and hurting each other. So that's the thing. These guys are actually trying. So this is a unanimous decision after 3 rounds. So 17-4.
Good. I'm glad he beat his ass.
He beat Mr. Wonderful up. Good. He deserved it.
And he took his time doing it.
Yeah, he took him apart.
Took him apart.
He picked at his back like a
Ate
leopard.
chunks out of his back for
That's
3
right.
rounds.
You know how that goes.
Bled him out.
Bleed him out good.
He's not even alive anymore. That's what happened.
Well, it happens. That's UFC, man. Or that's MMA. July 26, 2014, his second fight back in the UFC.
Okay.
That was his first one, the last one. This one's UFC on Fox 12, so it's one of the televised regular TV non-pay-per-view events. Free. He fights Antonio Minotauro Rodrigo Nogueira.
Okay.
So
I don't know what any of that means.
Minotauro, some kind of bull.
Sounds like it.
Some
mini bull? A little bull?
Minotaur.
I'll bet he's
half man, half bull.
Oh, M-I-N-O, not M-I-N-I.
I think he's not like a miniature bull. I think he is like Minotaur. Again, a wrestler.
Right.
He took the Minotaur.
Can't do that.
It was Mantar was his. Do you remember that guy?
I do.
He had the big bull head thing on his head. That's hilarious.
That was the opposite of what a Minotaur is.
Yeah, it was very so. Yeah, he's got the body of a man with the head of a bull.
What are you doing?
It's not a good gimmick.
God damn it, Vince!
But we're gonna make him a giant bull head. It'll be great. Everyone will love it. That's not gonna help. He's a 23-9 career fighter. Oh, the Minotauro. He's still fighting too. This is a KO at 44 seconds for Rumble. So it didn't discourage him. This is a good fighter that Rumble knocked out pretty quick. 18-4 for Anthony. September 19th, 2014. Now Anthony has a bunch of kids. Yeah. He's got a few.
Of course.
The mother of 2 of them here calls police this night and files a police report alleging that she is receiving threats coming from Johnson and his friends.
I believe her.
Yeah.
Already.
She files in this report that in 2012, he punched her and knocked out 2 of her teeth.
Oh, Jesus.
And, this is the police report here. From this day. On this day, quote, I met with complainant in reference to a domestic dispute. She said that she is frightened by the father of her children, Anthony Johnson. She stated that 2 years ago, Johnson hit her in the face and knocked out 2 of her teeth. Since that incident, she's had several other verbal altercations with Johnson. She has only reported 1 of those incidents to the police. Most recently, Johnson went to her house and took their dog on August 24, 2014. She also advised that she keeps receiving calls and text messages from an unknown male subject threatening her. Mm-hmm. She stated that it's not Johnson, but thinks it's his friends. So the police officer advised her to go to the courthouse and obtain a no-contact order against Johnson. And I provided her with a domestic violence brochure, which is very helpful.
That's very sweet of you. I don't want to diminish any of this, and
no.
I'm going to assume that she has unbelievably well cared for teeth because I have zero evidence of the contrary. Yeah. Do you have any idea how hard it is to knock somebody's fucking teeth out?
You have to really hit them hard.
2 of them. 2 teeth.
You have to
wail on.
You have to wail on them. They're in there pretty good.
They're in bone.
If you've ever seen a tooth, there's way more of it, that you can't see.
Below.
It's an iceberg. There's a lot in there. It's an iceberg.
It really is.
When the Titanic hit the iceberg, the iceberg didn't tip over. The fucking boat did.
The baby tooth, you see that and you're like, wow, I thought there was roots to those and shit. No, those are nature's little last second chance. So the first ones are shitty. Yeah. They give you an opportunity to really fuck them up.
They're way in there.
They're so deep.
They're so fucking deep.
To get one of those out and 2 of them with a punch, Holy shit, you got to wail on somebody.
That's a fucking shot.
And to be a woman, this guy's a real dick.
He's a dick.
Betting on this being truth.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
hope somebody pulls his out with pliers.
With fucking well, we'll put him in the Cosby-Stein suite. Cosby-Stein suite. Will be a good place for it. To the Cosby-Stein suite with you. So she said, and this is the other part, the physical assault happened at her place of employment, she said.
What?
Which was a supplement store. She worked in like a GNC or whatever. She also claims that a security video of the incident, she has it. She said she was talked out of pressing charges by him at the time of the incident, saying that, my career and all this type of shit.
You knocked my teeth out at One Stop Nutrition, you fucking jerk.
Fucking unreal, man. Well, yeah, I was advising someone about their amino acids, and the next thing you know, I'm picking my fucking incisors up off the floor.
Trying to show somebody some No Explode and some protein bars.
It's ridiculous. Then she said she called the police, filed a report after she's been receiving threats, which she thinks are coming from his friends. She gets a temporary injunction for protection after this. And his lawyer, on the other hand, Anthony's lawyer, said, quote, Anthony categorically denies all allegations and looks forward to his court date in the civil matter where the truth and lies will be established.
Oh, boy, I can't wait.
Yeah, they're calling bullshit. Now, UFC at this point, 2014, this is after they've already come out and said, we're no domestic violence. Right. We don't play that shit. This is post that.
Right.
So this isn't when they're still pretending that, what is that? I don't know what that is. There's a fight Saturday.
So they're going to take a hard line here, obviously.
Well, they say, quote, we are aware of the situation involving Anthony Johnson. As a result, we're suspending him indefinitely. Mm-hmm. We're using a third-party law firm to conduct a formal investigation, and once we have more information, we'll determine whether further course of action is necessary. Okay? So they're going to get an outside investigator. I mean,
we got taxes paying for.
I was going to say we have a DA. We have a jury.
We can get that.
Judge, jury.
We use them.
Yeah, there's a whole system. We planned it. It's really well planned.
Just in case the government is out to get UFC, we're going to use a third party.
We're going to use a third party because we don't trust it. They got really have it in for this guy. So September 20th, 2014, he has to apologize. Uh-huh. Now, this is part of the deal. Hey, Anthony, make nice, is what they told him. This is all PR. He says, quote, I want to apologize to everybody for my language yesterday. Now, what he did is after he found out he got suspended, he went on like a fucking tirade with the media. Not even like a statement, just yelling and cursing and walking off. So he said, it really sucks being accused of something I didn't do. So please forgive my reaction to the whole situation. My day will come that I can prove I'm innocent. Thank you for the support. Without the fans and my close friends and family, I wouldn't be able to function. I love you all. That's his statement.
Let's be honest. How many fans does he have?
That's the thing.
Granted,
he's a knockout artist guy, so he probably has a few in UFC. They probably like him.
Is it plural?
When I look at these message boards, every time he's arrested, it is just a fuckload of meatheads going, yeah, right, he's a fucking good guy.
Wow.
This is bullshit. Anything a chick says you do, they're obviously going to do. And then literally it'll go to Reddit and look at this shit. It'll break into guys telling stories about their domestic violence arrests and how it was total bullshit.
Holy
and I just told my girlfriend this, and she was literally, it's just stories of dudes fucking saying that they were falsely accused of domestic violence.
Wow.
And she hit me and I hit her and I went to jail and this is bullshit. And then the judge, but the cop knew what was up and he thought I was cool. And so the charges it's fucking crazy.
I was just like,
what is happening with these people?
I am terrified that one day I will meet a woman who punches me and I will have to fucking just take the loss and be like,
oh yeah, you got to take an L.
Keep going, girl, because I'm not going to hit you. I don't want that, obviously, but you've got to just, she's not going to kill you with her fist. It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
Unless you're dating Layla Ali, I think you're going to be okay.
If Sarah takes a swing at me, I think I'm going to let it go.
Take the blows then call the police.
She's like 5'1", $118. I don't think it's going to, I think I could probably withstand
They take the person to jail who is least scraped up.
Yeah, let's
keep that in mind.
Yeah. No shit. So, fuck, man. So he's suspended from UFC, though, and he told, this is what he says, quote, about being suspended. He said, quote, it was like a stab to the heart.
Oh, Jesus.
Stab to the heart. I knew I didn't do anything, but when things come out in the media, people believe it so fast. I almost lost my cool, but at the same time, I had family, friends, and a team. They supported me. I know I'm not that type of person, so I got over it. Okay.
I mean, you've got a conviction for it, man. Well, I guess a plea. You've got to plea for it.
That was the last one, right? The first one. So,
You've got a track record of it. It's hard not to believe it.
To say, it's not in my character.
Right.
Well, not according to this court document.
The one where you signed and said, yeah, I did that shit.
Yeah, that one. Remember that? And then you blamed your lawyer. Now, Dana White said about this, he's having kind of a, wishy-washy reaction. He says, quote, the guys came back and said, you need to suspend him, not cut him. So you're in charge, first of all. It doesn't matter what the fucking guys think.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
It's not the guy's job to do
you think guys go to Roger Goodell and they go, don't suspend that guy. He'd go, you want one? You want some too? He'd be like the fucking principal in the Breakfast Club handing out fucking Saturday. That's 4. I got you for 2 months.
Say another word.
He'd be doing that. I mean, give me a goddamn break.
Yes.
No. He says, the guys came back and said you need to suspend him, not cut him, because apparently if you look into the situation, this girl has a ton of felonies and she's got a real bad history of stuff. And the thing is, when she says this happened, I don't even know if he was in the country.
Oh, Jesus.
So rather than him just go, we'll let the courts work it out and see how it goes, he's now coming out and smearing some girl's character.
Right.
Well, I mean, he's trying to say that she's trying to smear my fighter's character, but he's now coming out in an ongoing legal situation and saying that this girl's got a lot of felonies and a lot of history of bad stuff. And zero tolerance, Jimmy, for domestic violence. Zero.
And
fuck you,
my fighter might have an alibi, so hold on.
So hold on.
How about you just fucking get rid of everybody and just say, I'll sort it out.
How about he has a lawyer? Yeah. He doesn't need you to be his fucking lawyer, you fucking bald hypocrite asshole.
He might have an alibi. He might have not even.
I don't think he was in the country. Oh, well, that's fine then. Fucking asshole. So it gets worse for Dana White, by the way. It just never stops with him. September 25th. I mean, I'm sorry, but the guy is fucking... He's unrepentantly an asshole. He makes statements saying, this is my clear-cut position, and then 2 days later is just like, I don't know. I don't know.
That position cost me a lot of money.
I'm not aware of that. I don't know. It's like, you fucking full of shit. And I don't care. This is the thing, okay? If Dana White came out and said, look, this is a sport where grown men are beating the shit out of each other, viciously kicking each other in the head until they're unconscious. We have to get some bad people to do this because there's not enough good people. There's not enough real nice people who are gentle souls who want to kick other people in the head till they're unconscious. So some of these people are going to be real shitty, and I can't help that. So if you don't like a guy, we're going to put him in the ring, and maybe he'll get the living shit beaten out of him, and you can cheer for it. That's fine. If you want to say that and then let people decide with their own money what they want to fucking do, great. But when you say zero tolerance, we are clean and we don't take that shit, and how dare you, and then completely fucking ignore things, go fuck yourself, you hypocritical bald cunt. Fuck you. Fuck him. He's Skip Bayless too at this point with me.
And then he'll
stand this guy.
And then he'll take a hard line on somebody that smokes weed.
Yeah. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's what I mean. He'll pick and choose what he fuck.
This fucking jerk gets to fight again.
And guess what? It's all yours. You're making it up as you go along.
Doesn't matter.
He's acting like there's fucking rules in this. There isn't.
You're kicking people in the fucking head.
People in the fucking head.
You may as well have zero rules. Who gives a shit?
That's the thing. And unless you're giving the fighters drugs, you can let them have drugs, and it won't matter because you're not like football and baseball and have antitrust things and exemptions at certain times and been looked into by Congress and all that shit.
You may as well give the fighters guns, for fuck's sake. Who cares at this point?
I don't care. Yeah, fuck it. Draw. High noon. This weekend's UFC is at high noon.
UFC 68. High noon.
High noon on a dusty street.
High noon in Juarez.
Juarez high noon. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
High noon Afghanistan.
Live from the OK Corral. Fucking ridiculous. So yeah, like I said, if you want to say these are, some of these people are bad people, I don't know, not really up to me.
We're fine with that. I'm into it.
They're fighters, so some of them are bad.
At that point,
great, I don't give a shit.
He's right,
and I don't care.
And that's where we're all at. Is it just admit they're dicks,
and
man.
Admit you don't care. Admit you don't mind making money off of assholes, and then we're all fine with it. Then everybody can make their own decisions, and we're all adults, and we're fine. Don't be full of shit. So September 25th, 2014 now, this is, 5 days after the apology for the last thing. He's got some more problems. An ex-girlfriend of his comes forward saying that she had an incident in March that she called police about with him but declined to pursue charges against him. She apparently called the police. Jesus Christ. She called police on March 19th to get the police to get Anthony to leave her place of employment, which was a Parks Taekwondo, which is a Taekwondo studio.
He likes to go to jobs to cause fights.
That's what he does. Yeah, he's like, that's what crazy people do.
Yeah.
Crazy people go, where will this be the most inconvenient to do?
Where can they not leave?
Yeah, where can I embarrass them the most? That'll do it there. Apparently, she didn't give a full account till the next day when a teacher from the Taekwondo school called police to document a text message he said he received from Anthony Johnson.
So he's texting her coworkers
making crazy threats, enough to where this guy calls the police to say, look, this guy's now threatening me. So then the police came back and they got a full report out of her after that. She told them that he showed up unannounced at Parks Taekwondo on 15 separate occasions in a 3-month period that she's worked there. Every 2 days. No. Every 6 days.
Once a week.
All the time, yeah.
Oh, boy.
All the fucking all the time. A little more than once a week.
Too much.
Yeah, even though they had a sexual relationship that ended in 2012, and this is 2014. She said that Rumble knew she was working alone on March 19th. She said he demanded to speak with her, grabbed her shirt from behind the neck, lifted her up from a chair by her shirt, and grabbed her right arm. And she showed, some bruising on her arm and scratch marks on her collarbone, and looked like she'd been manhandled a little bit there. She said to police that she asked him to leave several times, but he would not leave until the police arrived. And when asked about these allegations and the text message to the coworker, he said, no, never. And then they said, well, why would somebody report this? And he said, no idea. And I don't believe she said that because we talk every day and are great friends. So he says, not only did I not do it, I think the cops completely made up her story.
Yeah.
Not she made it up.
Right.
The cops invented it and put her name on it.
We're great friends.
So based on this, I don't even believe she said that. Based on this, he thinks literally they just are fabricating police reports against him because she didn't say that. So the cops showed up and they said, we'll fill in the rest. Don't worry about it.
We got it.
We got this. I don't think so. This is
911. What's your emergency? Don't worry. We'll finish this.
We'll take care of it.
We got the rest.
So that is September 25th, 2014. And so this is a couple of incidents in this year. November 11th, 2014, UFC reinstates him.
Oh, my
what the
God.
fuck? Why not? I mean, hey, he seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
What the hell here? Dana White's response to this when asked about this, because they said, hey, what about the thing that he just had? And then what about this thing that happened like 2 weeks ago?
Right.
Dana White says, oh boy, he's a lock. He's a lock for another scummy this year. Holy shit. One episode has earned it for him. Quote, Anthony Johnson was actually the one who was being terrorized in this relationship.
Wow.
He not only said he didn't do it, he again fucking blamed the woman for it. That's his thing that he does.
Listen, I've done a whole investigation on my own already. It's already confirmed.
And again,
he's a victim.
Might be true.
Yeah.
We don't know. But that's his go-to is actually he's the victim. That's his go. So I'm going to reinstate him. Really weird. If he wasn't that great of a fighter, I might have a different opinion. But he knocks people out fast and kicks them in the head. So
have you seen his kick?
It's pretty cool. So I'm going to say he was the one being terrorized. I'm going to go ahead and say he's the one being terrorized.
He scrambles eggs with a quick left. It's amazing.
Pretty awesome. He also... he tells us he's on TSN Off the Record, which is a Canadian show. He's on that. And he also says that he did not know anything about the 2010 conviction.
Right.
The first
Dana said that?
Dana said, never heard of it.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about. Claimed, quote, full ignorance of it. Despite the fact that Johnson was fucking working for them at that time. And also that at that time, there was a, quote, zero tolerance domestic violence policy in the UFC. That Dana has claimed in this interview that they've had, quote, since day one.
Yeah.
Except for then, when people get arrested for it, I don't even fucking notice it.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
If I don't hear of it.
I mean, if you don't tell me about it personally.
I can only not tolerate what I know of.
That's the thing.
Right.
And when I'm actively trying not to know things, it makes it really hard to know them.
It makes it convenient to have zero tolerance for it.
Wow. Oh, my God. He says that they did not know. They did know later on. He ends up saying that he did know about it because he's I knew about it. Okay. And and the other guy, Lorenzo Fertitta, I think that's one of the other guys in the management there. They said they did know about that charge. He says, White says, quote, when she's saying this happened, he wasn't even in the country. It's again that.
Right. Wait, so you're saying the time that he punched a woman? Of recent
allegations.
Not this time they punched a woman. Another time they punched a woman. Both times. Oh, that one.
Neither time he was in the country.
All right. Yeah.
And then he says, quote, he was out of the country. They have proof. So now he's a defense attorney. Mm-hmm. He's gone from just, I'm a guy with a business and what happens to, I'll actively defend these people.
Will you just take the bar exam, Dana?
Yeah, dude, just do it. Start defending these guys. You might as well.
You'll make more money that way.
Grow a fucking ponytail and go to court. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous now. It's getting so fucking annoying with this shit.
You know what? Just pay these men in UFC lawyer script.
Yeah, that's what it is. Pay them in
Pass the bar
when they
and then take the money back.
Get arrested, they can pay you back in like Disney money. It's the same thing.
In Dana bucks.
Dana bucks. It's perfect. You might as fucking well.
Jesus Christ.
This is that, dude. That's just, come on, man.
He's such an asshole.
And the NFL is the fucking worst.
Can
you imagine them? Can you imagine Roger Goodell going on a television show and like fucking defending people for this? No. Even them, they wouldn't do that shit.
If he went on TV and was like, I heard that Aaron Hernandez was in another state at the time.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
I heard he was in the club, so it couldn't happen.
We're going to let him play for the time being, and we'll let the legal
process figure it out.
I hired a third-party attorney to investigate it, so never mind that.
Fuck the DA.
DA is, you know how district attorneys are. They're no fun. So
very little fun.
No. Dana then says, quote, he's not in a good position right now. He was at the biggest point of his career where he was just on the cusp of making huge money, being involved in huge fights. I wouldn't want to be him right now. He's not in a good position. An indefinite suspension doesn't mean he's definitely going to fight here. Even if the latest allegations go away, we'll see what happens. So yeah, now the Fertitta guy, he said that the process was that the promotion's in the process of gathering more facts before they make a final decision on him. They said, quote, he went through the legal process for the 2009 incident, and that's how it unfolded. Obviously, there's been much more significant focus on these issues in light of what's been happening in the sports world. He says, we do have a zero tolerance policy, but I think we looked at that situation, and the guy had gone through the court system, and he was placed on suspension. He has served whatever he has served, and we are comfortable bringing him in at that time. Obviously, now, in addition to these recent allegations being made, the fact that there's a prior makes us a lot more concerned about it.
Can we call it two tolerance?
Yeah,
not zero. Because when you say zero tolerance, then say, yeah, there was that one incident, but now we feel comfortable.
Not zero
That's
tolerance.
not zero.
No, it's not zero.
You're an idiot.
And you don't have to have a zero tolerance policy. That's the thing.
Right.
You don't have to.
No.
But if you say you do, then do. If you say, we let some shit go, then people know that and they can make the decision whether they want to support you financially or not. But you can't say zero tolerance so everyone can try to feel good about it and then be like, yeah, wink, wink.
I'm bad at math, and I even know that's not zero.
It's not. It isn't. Yeah.
I know that's two.
Anything over zero is not zero.
Right.
So it works.
When you're tolerant of one offense, not zero.
Yeah, you could
not
say
zero at all.
We're not very tolerant. That's what you should say. We have a not very tolerant policy. We don't like it when you beat people up.
We treat it case by case.
But it's case by case.
But look, we try our best.
Yeah, it depends on how quickly you can kick a man in the head to a knockout.
Fuck you, Dana White.
Well, he's got more to say. Dana White says, quote, you've got to give people a fair fucking shake. That's what he said. Again, I don't see Roger Goodell say that. What we have to do as a company and as human beings is we have to do what's morally right, and then we have to do what's right for the business too.
Yeah.
So, January 24, 2015, Johnson's fighting in UFC again.
We're a little more tolerant.
Yeah, a little more tolerant. A month later, they decided what's right for the business.
Yeah.
And that is him fighting Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson in a fight here. He's an 18-6 fighter who's still fighting now. Rumble wins by TKO with punches at 2:15 in the first round. So Dana's patting himself on the back.
That's the right one.
It's an exciting fight. I did great. 19-4.
Sometimes tolerance is good.
Hey, what are you going to do? Now, he's supposed to fight John Jones next.
John Bones Jones.
That's the big fight. And he'll be an episode, obviously.
Of course.
But he's supposed to fight him, but it's at this point where Jones is stripped of his title.
Right.
Which totally ruins the whole fight.
Yeah.
Following he's arrested in New Mexico with a hit-and-run accident.
Right.
He left a pregnant woman with a broken arm and ran away.
My God.
So it's a bad incident.
Jones breaking bones Good
Jalen's
Lord.
breaking pregnant bones. We'll talk about that when we do the episode. But it's not great. But Anthony's pissed off because that was the big money fight, and it's gone now.
Oh, some woman's going to pay.
I am going to find a pregnant woman and break her arm. Let me tell you, I'll break that pregnant woman's other arm. How dare she complain about being hit and ran on?
How dare she get in the way of my big money?
Jesus. Anthony says, quote, I was just in shock more than worried about what's going to happen to the fight. I was like, why would you do something like that at a time like this? I wasn't upset with Jones. I just wish he would make smarter decisions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm more upset at my ex-girlfriend, so I'm going to go to her job. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's it. So hold on a minute. I got to go to the Taekwondo studio. He also, now he's going to have to fight Daniel Cormier. There's a quick replacement here. And they said, what do you feel about that? And he says, Johnson says, quote, I'm a mixed martial artist. We're supposed to be ready for anything and everything. So what's the point of coming out with a game plan when you have a fight? All my fights, I've never had a game plan. You just go in there and make things happen. I'm still fighting for a title. I'm still motivated. Nothing's changed. So, yeah, he's going to do that.
Fighting like an open mic?
Like an open mic.
Wow.
Pretty much, exactly. No game plan. I'm just going to go out there with some bullet points.
That's a dangerous man.
Yeah, I'm going to go out with bullet points and kick people in the head.
I'm going to go out with a couple of thoughts and see if I can string them together.
Maybe I can make some joke out of him.
He's going to go... That's his plan. Just go out there, rope-a-dope until I can kick him in the fucking face.
Maybe I'll kick him in the face, or maybe I'll just knock him out quick.
What the shit? He is a horrifyingly terrifying, dangerous human being.
He's going to go on the list of people most likely to find and kill us, probably. Yes. That'll be the scummy he's up for.
He is dangerous.
He says, quote, working my way up, I never thought I'd be in this situation so fast. I thought it would take me 2 years to get where I am. It made me appreciate my career more. It made me not take life for granted. It made me train harder. It made me do everything 110%. Okay. Mm-hmm. He then says that if he beats Cormier, he says it would just show all the hard work and dedication has paid off. It would show I didn't give up on myself. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to be happy. If I get beat up, that was just his night. If I win, it was my night. Regardless, I'm just happy I didn't give up. So
hard work and dedication. You go in with no plan.
No plan.
What the fucking hard work and dedication is that?
He's got abs, though, Jimmy. They're very impressive. He does have abs.
Hard work of spitting into this bottle for the last 3 months.
And I do a lot of crunches, so got that going on.
This guy's dangerous as fuck.
Fuck it, I would say. May 23rd, 2015, UFC 187, Johnson versus Cormier. He fights Daniel Cormier, 22-2 career
He's a
fighter.
great fighter.
He's still fighting, too.
Really?
Still now. This fight goes all the way into the third round.
Yeah.
At 2:39 in the third round, though, Cormier catches Anthony with a rear naked choke. Again, that's his weakness.
God
it's his
damn
fucking kryptonite. Ladies, if you're going to date Anthony Johnson, I suggest you learn the rear naked choke. He doesn't know what to do with that.
Bone up on that one.
Yeah, it's like when you get like some big killer robot. He's got one little button you press like in a cartoon. That's what this is. Just you go on there, go behind him, do it. He'll just fall to the ground and start tapping out. He won't even know why. Even if you're not hurting him, it's just habit. He doesn't know any better.
That is fascinating.
It's amazing. As every fight, except for the eye poke fight, every fight he's lost has been rear naked choke. Every single time.
Except for the fire poker.
Except for the fire poker. 19-5. Now, September 5th, 2015, UFC 191. Still in UFC. He's fighting Jimmie, Jimi, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Another spelling. Jimmie Poster Boy Manua. Manua. He looks Hawaiian, but he's a black dude. I don't know if he's a black guy from Hawaii.
Maybe.
17-6 career fighter. He's still fighting, but he's on a 4-fight losing streak at the moment, so not terrific.
No.
This fight goes into the second round where Anthony knocks him out with punches at 28 seconds into the second round. 20-5 for Anthony. August 18th, 2015. Anthony has a little problem at the gym.
Yeah.
He apparently gets into a yelling and yoga mat throwing argument with a woman at the gym.
Of course it's a woman.
Of course it's a woman.
Does he ever fight men outside of the ring?
Never.
No, not once.
Not once in this whole thing.
Unbelievable.
This whole episode, I'll give spoiler alert, he'll never fight a man outside the ring. He apparently got in an argument with this woman and then went on Facebook and put a big post about how awful she was.
How much of a bitch she is.
He referred to her.
Jerk.
Well, let's just quote him. What the hell? Right. He's an asshole. Let's just let the asshole speak for himself. He said, quote, to the ugly girl in the gym.
He starts with a burner.
Built like a bag of dry dog food. This is for you. So,
he's calling her a square ass.
He's called her a bag of dry dog food and ugly. Right away, first sentence. This is for you. If you get in my way or in any other athlete way again, I'll throw your yoga mat across the gym again in all capital letters. So he apparently threw her yoga mat across the gym.
Those things are light. That takes a lot to whip those.
You got to throw it like a frisbee. Yeah. He says, who in their right mind stretches where people are supposed to lift? Don't ever run your mouth at me again. You won't win that battle. I will. Talking about it was rude that I lifted next to you while you were stretching. You need more than stretching to help that beat up body. Jesus Christ. Run to the front desk again, crying, talking about you feel threatened and going to go to social media. I really don't care. I've been through worse. I beat bitches. Don't you know anything? I punch women.
I talk to judges about
it. Don't give a fuck. Dana White's got my back. He'll come out and tell me why you're fucking wrong and it's really not right for you to be stretching in my area and fuck your yoga mat. So it'll be fine.
Dana White will tell you I was at Gold's Gym.
I was out of the country at that point.
I was in Venezuela.
I've been through worse. That's an athlete's gym, not a yoga studio. That fake crying does nothing for anybody, by the way. Just like the guy said you live in his neighborhood and you exaggerate and overreact all the time. So one more time, don't run your... Just to summarize, one more time, don't run your mouth and don't do yoga stretching where people lift weights or I'll snatch the mat from under you again and throw it again. Capital letters and all again. Understand? Good girl, he says. Wow.
He yanked it like a tablecloth.
Out from under like a magician, keeping everything, and then said, understand, then said, good girl, like she's a fucking dog.
Wow.
Then the coup d'etat. Here it is, everybody. One more thing. Gotta add this. There's a PS on this one. A little postscript. Stop wearing sports bras when your tummy looks like an old country red clay dirt road.
Oh, my God.
Old country red clay dirt road.
Calling it like stretch marks.
Wow. That is just, what a fucking dick.
Dick face. She had a baby.
Yeah, she probably has had a baby.
That's not very cool.
If not, and she probably had, maybe
otherwise,
she's in this.
She was big and got small.
I was going to say, she's been at this gym losing weight, getting healthy and shit, and doing yoga, and you're yelling at her, throwing her fucking mat around. Thanks a lot, Dick.
That's a Georgia insult right there. A raked red Georgia dirt clay road.
An old country red clay dirt road. Yeah.
That is some Georgia shit.
So, that and a bag of dog food.
Ugly bitch.
Ugly, bag of dog food.
Wow.
He's going to throw it again. That day, he puts that up. A lot of people attack him on social media going, dude, what are you, a fucking lunatic? Aren't you a guy who's been arrested for domestic assault? You should probably not talk about fucking ripping yoga mats out from under women.
What? I didn't punch her.
She's got all her teeth, right? Jesus Christ. And anyone who does this, he's attacking everybody. Really? Fuck you, you're a punk. He just doesn't give a shit. He's all in on this. All in, okay? The next day, he's very wrong and apologetic.
Oh, of course.
Dana White said, Jesus Christ, dude. I can come out and say, fucking incident to incident, but you're killing me, dude.
You're making it real hard to back you up.
Yeah, you're making it real hard for me to be a dick. He says, this is on Facebook now, I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and yesterday I was absolutely wrong. He says that, he called her blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't have gotten that upset from the start, but I did. I mean, I'm human. He said, I said some pretty nasty things about a female from my gym while full of emotions. Not a good idea.
A female,
yeah, that's right away. So I do want to apologize to her for being so rude as I was and not taking a break to relax after our argument. Mm-hmm. Sorry to everyone else, too, for having to witness me getting upset about an argument in the gym. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and make it seem like I'm an angel because I'm not, but I will admit when I'm wrong. Other than that, I hope everybody has an awesome day.
Yeah.
UFC has no comment on it, they said. Dana White said, I'm good. All right. I
think I'm going to stay out of this now.
I'm going to stay out of this here.
And by the way, is the post still up or did he delete it?
That's what I mean? It's deleted. Okay. And then, a couple weeks later, he's back to being, he says, quote, the media made a big stink about the gym incident. He says, now he's not that apologetic anymore. They made it seem like it was more than it was and tried to push, and tried to put the DV stuff there, domestic violence. And I'm like, dude, I threw a yoga mat and talked some trash. Who hasn't gotten mad and thrown something? I'm human. I'm allowed to get mad and have a temper tantrum. Hell, I didn't kill anybody. Yeah, but you're not allowed to grab shit that people are on, yank it out from under them, and fucking throw their property. That is not okay in the real world.
He thinks that domestic violence is just when you punch people.
When you punch a woman or choke her or slam her down or get her in a headlock and drag her up the stairs.
He doesn't realize that punching a wall, domestic violence.
Doesn't realize
ripping a door off a hinge, domestic violence. Throwing someone who is not related to, has nothing to do with you.
Just a gym.
Whipping their yoga mat.
She also pays $38 a month. That's the only connection you have to her.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence. Whoa.
Fucking asshole.
Also, at this point, it comes out that there's an online petition that appeared on an MMA subreddit here, which talked about Johnson owning a dog kennel and participating in cropping the dog's ears, which he defends. Yeah. He said, dude, I cropped his ears. I'm not beating the dog. I'm not starving the dog to death. Nothing like that. I definitely laugh at things like that because everybody knows that. Everybody that knows me, even if you don't know me and look at my Instagram, look at all my Facebook stuff, you can tell I love my dog. Yeah, I don't know dog medical shit enough to.
It's just when they. It's just
I know
when
the crops,
them, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know enough to say whether it's harmful, whether it's I don't know. It seems mean.
Technically, it's not harmful.
I mean,
it hurts the dog.
Yeah.
You're just trimming it for what? For you to enjoy what it looks like.
Both my dogs are dogs that are traditionally cropped ear dogs, and neither of them are. We don't do that because they're fucking cute.
There's no need.
They're fine. What am I doing
They're adorable
here?
With flop ears.
Benny has a cropped tail because that's how he got it. He was when we got him. But
Same with my dog Vaughn.
Yeah, I had no choice in that matter.
Australian Shepherds, they generally dock the tail when they're pups. That just comes that way.
Benny's a Cane Corso. His tail is like
it's a fucking...
That thing would leave welts on your legs and put holes in the drywall if he didn't. It's a 130-pound dog with a fucking... Benny's is twice as thick, too. Wow, you see the base of it and you're like, whoa, that thing would be dangerous. Yeah. And he's always wagging and he's too happy.
But Vaughn's is the same way. And I love tails on a dog. I love ears on a dog.
Yeah, they're cute as fuck.
I would never do that to my dog, but I don't know why people do it.
That's what I mean. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to have an opinion on it.
Shit, I've seen them where people dock them and do it terribly and crop them terribly, and they look. Oh, the poor things! It's so sad.
That is sad.
It's horrible. So I don't necessarily think it means like health issues for them. No. It can.
Well, like Benny,
if it's done bad.
Well, like Benny, I know a lot of the his ears, like the Cane Corsos, they've cut them because he gets constant ear infections because that's why one of the reasons why they crop them. Yeah. So you look at it, you go, okay, I can understand why that would be a thing because it's literally 3 times a year we have to do some crazy antibiotic, insane,
and it smells terrible,
insane treatment. And Sarah every day goes with this special shit and cotton swabs and cleans in his ears to keep it. I swear to God, every day she does this shit. It's ridiculous.
But I get why they do it for Dobermans too, because like guard dog Dobermans with their ears cropped like that, they are fucking terrifying.
Well, yeah, for looks, that's what they're doing,
and that's generally what it is. And pits, that's what it is. It makes them look horrifying.
It makes them look scarier. Right. Yeah, and same thing with my dogs. They don't look quite as cute. Right. I don't care. Cute is fine with me.
Cute's fine.
Yeah, I'm not looking to.
He's fucking enormous. He's intimidating.
He's
enough.
Fine. Yeah, he's good enough. Good enough. Yeah. I got 250 pounds of dog up there between the two of them. I think that's good enough. I don't think their ears are going to make a difference. So Anthony here, I mean, it's between the dogs and the yoga mats, and he's got just a pile of shit on him, and he's fucking UFC and everything else, and he's just he needs a cleanse. Mm-hmm. He needs to cleanse his fucking mind. Yep. He needs to start over again. Yep. It's one of those things where he goes, I'm starting over again. Mm-hmm. He moves. He's like, I don't even want to be in the same house anymore. Yeah. I'm done with this shit. I'm tired of it. He moves. He's sitting in his house, and he's just, He's unwinding. He's not, no women in the house at all. Yeah. So no chance of being arrested for anything, because nobody to punch or choke or drag or fucking toss their yoga mat. He's sitting there, but he does say, you know what I do need here? I need some new furniture. Yeah. I displaced the curtains. I don't like it. He moves in. It's a little farty in the place. So he calls up the only man who can help him, Dexter Manley, interior designer from New York City. And he says... How is it you've come to arrive here? Seriously, this is insane, sir. You've been given, you know what? You're white trash. I'm sorry. You're white trash. You go into a taekwondo studio, just throwing people around and texting people. Yoga mats are flying around you. You're white trash. Yeah. It's like your wife, she has like, I'm going to do yoga. And you're like, that's nice. Then you're like, where's my dinner? And then you like rip it out. That's what I can see in your future. So it's white trash. Right. I see engines hanging from trees. It's very white trash. We really need to get it together. I had to lock Vince in the car because he was very excited about it. He was so excited. He was like, oh, I need him. You know how he talks. I need him so. He's blah, blah, blah. You know his whole thing. I need him so much. So
manly.
It's like, take your shirt off. And I'm like, yeah, do that. You know what I mean? And it's like, put these, overalls on. I'm like, yeah, those are kind of sexy. So anyway, you're white trash is what I'm saying. I'm not decorating anything. You should sit here with nothing but yoga mats to think about. A poof and in a poof of glitter and purple boas.
Right.
He's gone, and Anthony is very confused and swinging at the air.
Yeah.
So he's not happy that that guy was in his house. Now, January 30th, 2016 is UFC on Fox 18.
Great.
Johnson versus Bader, where he fights a guy named Ryan Darth Bader.
He blew it.
Dude.
Could have gone with Master.
Ryan Darth Master Bader. Both. I couldn't decide, man.
What a fucking jerk off.
Bader is 27-5, and he's still fighting.
Yeah.
But Anthony knocks him out with punches at 126. So quickly.
In the first round?
First round. Fucks him up good. 21-5 for Anthony here. He also says at this point, people are getting busted in UFC for drugs all the time now. Steroids and shit.
Starting to get popular.
And he says that he takes no drugs. He doesn't even like supplements. He says, I don't even do that shit. It
reminds me of that time that I fought with my girlfriend.
Yes, I don't like that shit. I'm not allowed in that store anymore. So I said, I'm like,
I got 86 from GNC.
You know how that goes. I'm not big on supplements. He said, I eat right as far as vitamins and supplements. I take regular multivitamins. I'm just too afraid to try anything because I don't want to get in trouble.
Just me and the Flintstones.
Yeah, I don't want to give Dana a reason besides beating women to cut me here. So, yeah, he says that Jones is, quote, the best in the world. And he says that, he wants to fight him and all that sort of shit. He says, no matter how much you try to get around it, you get caught about drugs. He said, you're trying to be a couple steps ahead of them and they're trying to get a couple steps ahead of you. So that's good. He's not doing roids anyway. Yeah. I think he might be later on, as we'll find out. August 20th, 2016. This is Diaz versus McGregor, too, versus Glover Teixeira. It's spelled like Mark Teixeira, the baseball player. He's a 30-7 fighter. This fight lasts 13 seconds.
Wow.
As Anthony knocks him the fuck out in 13 seconds with a punch. How you doing, sir? Good night. That's done.
Are you sleepy?
He's sleepy. April 8th, 2017 is UFC 210, Cormier versus Johnson 2. Here he fights Daniel Cormier again. This time he loses by submission. Rear naked choke. Rear naked choke. That's it.
Cormier knows.
Besides, well, if you're fighting this guy, you're like, how do I get behind him?
Right.
How do I do this? Because that's the way I'm going to win.
Right.
Is literally 6 losses, 22-6.
Yep.
One was an eye poke that we're going to not count. The other 5 are rear naked choke.
Yep.
So that's how he goes. So now he's 2017. He retires from UFC at this point. Says he's done with MMA.
Yeah.
Retired.
Okay.
Done. All done. So 2018, he gets into bodybuilding. Like a lot.
Gross.
Like he gets up to 285 pounds.
What?
285. Bro.
With just Flintstones?
Fuck no. His fucking head is twice the size of his. He looks like Barry Bonds in 2003. It's fucking ridiculous. He's walking around looking like he's going to fall over with his head if his body wasn't so amazingly swollen too.
Built a bobblehead.
It's what it is. So he's into all this bodybuilding. In 2019, early, he becomes the head of fighter relations for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Oh, he's getting involved in that shit?
BKFC. He's not fighting.
Why would they... Wait, he's the head of what?
Fighter relations.
Yeah.
He's got a front office position.
Wow.
In this fucking place for some reason.
Unbelievable.
And he's not fighting. It's not like they're going to use him for his name for a couple of fights.
He's just the face of the organization.
Yeah. He says, quote, I don't know. Bare Knuckle is a different kind of crazy to me. I'm not that tough. I'll admit it. They said, are you going to fight in there? And he said, fuck no.
No.
I'm not that
just
dumb.
Trying to get an easy payday.
Yeah. This is I'm trying to show up, have a couple pictures taken, and get a check from that shit.
And get free dental.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I need it because I'm getting punched in the face all the time. March 8th, 2019, he is hit with a restraining order.
Oh, what happened,
for,
Anthony?
quote, an immediate present danger of dating violence. Very nice here.
What dating violence?
Dating violence.
When did we change the D
I
to
don't know.
dating?
Well, this is a different thing. This is accusations of online stalking, making threats, and posting intimate images of a woman that he briefly dated.
Wow.
So he's fucking with her, posting, pictures he's not supposed to post, and trying to bully her and harass her.
Doxing her.
Yeah, shit like that. She gets a restraining order against him that will be in effect until, about 2 weeks ago, February 6, 2020.
Okay.
It was all in effect there. And, so, I mean, he's, dude, he can't be let out of the house.
No.
It's like you can't be
out of the house. He can't be on the internet.
He's on the internet. He can't go to the gym for Christ.
No.
I'm just going home and to the gym. Well, that's going to get in trouble there. I mean, fuck all these fucking women, random strangers in the goddamn gym. It's a fucking mess. People online. I feel bad for all these people, Jimmy. I really do. But not nearly as bad as I feel for Anthony Johnson, managing partner and board member at cybersecurity keynote speaker.
Wow.
At CISO. I don't know where that is. Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. Wow, okay. Anthony Johnson, joint manager at Chester Football Club and former soldier in the British Army.
Wow.
Look at you. Not bad there. Anthony Johnson, biotech executive driven to improve the system and deliver cures for patients. Nothing like our guy.
Or a woman puncher.
Yeah, or never punched anyone. It's not in his LinkedIn. I don't know if you put that in your LinkedIn. I'll punch a bitch. I don't think it goes in your LinkedIn. Probably. New York City. He's in New York City. Anthony Johnson, VP of Business Development at Mock Machines in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, and he's from the South.
And he's from the South. Yeah, he went to Pensacola Christian College, which means that he knows nothing about anything. Police officer Anthony Johnson.
How great would it be?
Of the Cincinnati Police Department.
I hope he arrests him one day for punching a woman
Anthony?
in Cincinnati.
Hey!
Me too,
He says, our mission at the Cincinnati Police Department is to serve all our community members in matters we can assist, but especially in the issues of quality of life. Yeah. So he's trying to make things better, and our guy is certainly not.
Oh.
Anthony Johnson, finally, the last job you'd want to give him, professor of gynecology and obstetrics and pediatric surgery.
And OBGYN.
I don't want him near anybody's vagina. No. So in Houston,
and
Texas.
Pediatric surgery.
And pediatric
Women
surgery.
and children.
He's a professor of these departments at the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston. So
unless that's his new job and he's just like punching chicks in the pussy, like knocking them out and then punch.
I don't like the way your cervix is doing. I'm gonna punch it and see if it works. Hold on. I'm gonna get you fallopian tubes in a headlock and drag them up the stairs, and we'll see if this shit's any better.
Anesthesia, don't worry, I'll put you to sleep.
I'll put you right to sleep, sweetheart. Don't
kick you right in the face.
Oh my God. May 6th, 2019. Yeah. Very recently here. He's arrested.
Oh, boy.
For, guess what, Jimmy?
Yeah,
I'll give you
domestic violence?
Hey! Some domestic violence.
Or dating violence.
Dating violence following a physical altercation here. Apparently, he picked her up in what he called a football hold. I don't know what a football hold is when you pick somebody. I guess like by your shoulders, like you're blocking.
Or you wrap your whole arms around them.
Maybe, but I'm thinking like a hold, like a block, like your hold, like an offensive lineman.
Or is it a horse collar tackle?
Oh, maybe that's, we don't. After he was asked to leave the premises, which, you know what? No. If you're asked to leave someone's premises,
you leave.
You fucking leave. That's not your house.
You've learned that lesson already, Anthony.
This ain't his house.
No.
They don't live together.
Oh,
it's not like,
shit.
we both live here.
Right.
No, this is my house. You're at my house. Please leave. He said, I'm going to get you in a football hold, whatever the fuck that is. Now, he tells police that his intention wasn't to cause harm, but to diffuse the situation. Yeah. Which, when a woman's angry, she wants to be grabbed and held. That usually makes her calm.
That usually does.
That'll diffuse everything.
By a man who has been doing bodybuilding and is now almost 300 pounds.
And has been constantly accused of domestic violence. That's how you'd feel very comfortable.
Maybe he picked her up, balled her up, and held her in the Heisman pose.
That would be a football. That would be a football hold. He held her like a football, arm out, extended, leg up in the back.
Stop the police.
Don't
worry, I got her.
This. Don't worry, I got her under control. You guys don't have to I know she's acting crazy. You don't have to interfere though. I got her in a football hole.
It's her house. Hold
it's
on.
her house. Wait. So the victim here, or the alleged victim, she said that Anthony had come to the apartment to discuss, quote, an issue they had over the weekend. I guess he had some stuff there, and she said that they began to pack up his belongings when he, quote, came into the room and picked her up in a football hold and carried her into another room.
I don't know what that is. If it's that, James, where you if you grab her by the tits and just pick her up and carry her.
I'm thinking under the armpits, like the girl he slammed in 2009.
And then he's just
move.
cupping the bottom of the tits.
It's like armpits.
Yeah.
Like you pick up a child,
yeah, but
like
your
a 2-year-old.
hands go right under the tits there.
Yeah, well, kind of under your armpits it would go.
It's too much.
It's not much. You shouldn't do that.
Can't do that.
Don't move people who don't want to be moved.
No.
Yeah, she said she was scared due to his size and martial arts experience. Mm-hmm. She then said that she asked for her phone, which he had taken from her, and then he gave it back to her when she asked for it because he's been charged with that before.
Not break this.
And she went out on the balcony and called 911. Sheriff's deputy came, interviewed Johnson, who was sitting on a couch in the living room, very calmly. Yeah. Picture him just sipping a cognac, just very calm, just swirling it.
Oh boy.
Well, let's talk about it.
Boy, do I have a tale for you.
Oh,
officer.
the tale. The deputy stated that he claimed that he and the victim were arguing about an issue they had, and they keep saying an issue. He says then that he decided to leave and decided to pack up his own belongings, which were in one of the bedrooms, and he claimed that she followed him into the room to continue the argument. He said that he asked her to leave him alone and stop talking to him.
Like women do.
And he then admitted...
Boy, do they love that shit.
He admitted to picking her up and moving her to another room, quote, to get her away from me.
Nope.
You can't do that. That's the thing.
We've all wanted to.
Everybody wants to go, what do I just move this person here? Not in a violent way. Just go, I'll just move...
you over here.
But you can't, because that's a person.
Right.
And they're not... Just because they're smaller than you and you could pick them up doesn't mean that you are allowed to. Or
do you
should.
like women? Do you like dating women? Do you like
sex
with women? Because this is what you have to put up with when you date. Yeah. When there's an issue and you try to leave the room, they're gonna follow you.
Yeah, we leave shit a mess and we're gross in our way, and they're gonna follow you and continue arguments.
Right.
There's certain things that we all have that makes us not perfect.
Right. Your beard hairs will be on the sink along with gobs of toothpaste.
We'll be disgusting, and then you'll follow us in the rooms. That's the trade-off.
That's what it is.
That's the trade-off. But in no way is anyone allowed to pick anyone else up and place them somewhere different.
Especially the larger doing that to the smaller.
Yeah, that's the thing. He said that he was not trying to hurt her, but he wanted to get her to stop arguing with him. Well, good luck. I don't think that's going to happen if she wants to keep arguing. So he said he went to this apartment, and this is what happened here. So the arrest report said the closing comments, the arresting deputy said, quote, I believe Johnson actually and intentionally touched the alleged victim against her will, which is a violation of the code, domestic battery, and he is arrested, transported to jail here, charged with domestic battery, and released on his own recognizance with the understanding that he'll come back for court hearings. Right. So he's scheduled for court day the next day. He's due back on June 6th for arraignment, 2019. It's at this point during the hearing of June 6th that he is labeled by the court as indigent. And he's got no money for lawyers, so he needs a public defender. Right. And his current address was the same one used by several companies that were formerly owned by this guy named Glenn Robinson, not Big Dog, different Glenn Robinson, who was his former manager. So apparently they're saying that he has no current address. Yeah. And I'm sure he's not homeless. I'm sure he's staying somewhere, but they're calling him indigent, which is not what you want to be labeled publicly.
No.
If you're a fighter like that.
Not when you were 3 years ago about to fight the best in the world.
Yeah, about to be the champion of USC.
UFC.
What did I say?
USC.
USC? Sorry.
You are not about to be Matt Leinart.
No, you're definitely not. No. You're not going to be Reggie Bush.
You are not going to be Pete Carroll.
No. So, also, a condition of his release, he's ordered to stay away from the victim and not allowed to be in possession of weapons and may not consume alcohol or drugs. Now, he has an attorney here. Now, this is amazing here. His attorney says This is weird. He's saying, I'm going to go get my gun, and her interpretation was that the message was aimed at her. This is about later on. This is the social media thing.
Yeah.
He says, and saying it was in reference to the person bothering him and not her. That's his position, and I also believe he may have posted a picture of her performing something intimate on him. That's the March.
Asshole.
Yeah. But it all had to do with social media postings. There were no findings, in fact. Nobody testified, and there was no ruling. So that just kind of went on in court, and then she ended up suing him civilly, and we get to that later on, but that's still going on. And also at this point it shows that he also drives like shit too. He has in the last couple of years 5 traffic infractions and 2 criminal traffic charges as well, which is a lot.
I drive like an asshole, James.
How many criminal traffic charges? That's what I mean. You gotta really be fucking off. And 5 other infractions, and that's in Palm Beach County, and then in Broward County right next door he also has 2 traffic infraction cases there as well. So he's got problems.
Wow.
He can't drive or be around women. May 15th, 2019, he enters a not guilty plea following the latest domestic violence deal here. His attorney denied any domestic violence took place, and he even said that I love it when they do this. Yeah. This is their defense. His client's punches are so powerful that it would have been obvious to police officers if he had beat her up. That's his thing. This is he says, quote, Anthony Johnson, if he hits you, your grandkids are going to feel it. He said that in court.
Who are you, Don King?
That's what I mean.
You promoting a fight?
What is going on? His grandkids are going to step up for the next fight. He's going to fight the judge.
What the hell is happening?
He says that it's ridiculous, completely ridiculous accusations. Ridiculous. The attorney says he's trying to de-escalate her verbal argument, so he simply picks her up gently and puts her down.
Hers.
It's
hers, not his.
They're not even a shared argument. It's only her argument. You want it, it's all yours. He simply did not want to argue anymore, and he put her in another room.
All of his things were in a box, see?
Yeah.
So hers is the argument.
That's the argument.
The argument wasn't in the box, so it's clearly not his.
Not his. It doesn't belong to him. Now, here's where it gets good. If that wasn't good enough, here's where it gets good. He said he simply did not want to argue anymore and put her in another room. That happens every day in America in domestic relationships.
Holy shit.
It might be a domestic dispute, but it's not domestic violence. That does not happen every day. All of it. That does not happen. I've never, ever picked a woman up I was with and put her in another room because she was bothering me.
Other point.
Ever.
You put your hands on another person.
Of anybody. In domestic or not.
Fight, that's certainly violence.
If you're... Back
There's
to the 7-Eleven.
No way he picked her up and said, "Listen, you're upset.
He said,
I need to put you in the timeout room." He did not try to calm her.
He whistled classical music to her.
He said, "Bitch, stand over here.
Fuck away from me." That's probably what he said.
Those are words he said.
If you're outside, we'll go to the 7-Eleven thing. If you're outside a 7-Eleven, another dude you're arguing with a dude, and that dude's fucking arguing with you, and you pick him up and put him somewhere. That's a fight.
Yeah.
That's a fight.
You put your hands on them.
You put your hands on them, put him someplace he didn't want to go voluntarily. That's a fight. So August 27th here, 2019, it's a misdemeanor domestic battery charge. He faces up to 1 year in jail for this, though. His attorney here says they reach an agreement with prosecutors to enter a pretrial diversion program. Seems like that could have been years ago. He will be required to complete an anger management course again, and once he's done that, the case will be dismissed. The lawyer called the deal a no-brainer for Johnson and says that he's going to do the whole thing. He has to go to, apparently, in the initial report, it says he has to go to a hearing in September to show that he's done everything. Okay. He's supposed to do anger management for the next month. September 25th, 2019, a warrant is issued for his arrest when he misses the court date.
Of course.
But he puts in a motion to get rid of the warrant. He says it shouldn't be a warrant. This is his motion. The defendant has been released on his own recognizance since May 6, 2019. He's always complied with each and every condition, including permission to travel twice. On August 23rd, 2019, the defendant entered into the pretrial diversion program program, which included he complete an anger management course. The defendant filed his certificate of completion showing that he had completed the anger management course on September 23rd. The defendant truly misunderstood that once he completed the program, his case would be dismissed and he would no longer have to report. September 25th, an affidavit of violation was filed for him. The defendant respectfully prays that this honorable court will set aside the warrant and allow the case to be dismissed according to the agreements here.
He is begging and praying.
Whoops, I didn't show up for jail. So his lawyer said that he truly misunderstood that once he completed it. It is a true misunderstanding here.
Isn't that the lawyer's job to explain that to him?
Probably tell him when you're supposed to be in court. Hey, dude, meet me back here this day.
Yeah, tell me what to do, man.
Yeah, this is fucking ridiculous here. So he's free to do whatever he wants and then all that sort of shit. He must complete anger management along with a substance abuse evaluation and then pay for prosecution costs. He says on Instagram, Anthony does, quote, "Everyone, I'm okay. Nothing is going on. Media, as usual, don't know the facts and what's true. Nobody did a fact check and they're just started writing to get hits. One day someone in the media is going to regret not putting the facts and yapping just to yap because they read something. Then y'all media clowns are going to run with your tail between your legs. Watch."
Is he threatening?
He's now threatening people who are reporting his stories.
This man's going to kill us.
He's going to kill us,
He's for sure going to. Oh, my God.
Whoever he kills first, the other one's going to get a lot of publicity out of it, so enjoy.
Enjoy your follower count.
It's all good. Fuck it. So late 2019, he says that he wants to come back to UFC. He's ready to come back. He says he wants to fight heavyweight this time. He's tired of all the weight cutting. He says, right now I feel good at being 240. If I were to fight right now at heavyweight for 240, I'd feel just fine. I feel like I still have my strength. I'm definitely not going to be one of the bigger heavyweight guys. There's some monsters at heavyweight, but my advantage would probably be speed over a majority of those guys. Everybody at heavyweight, for the most part, has power, but I think I'm much faster than those guys, and I'll probably have a little more knockout power. So he says he's returned to sparring, and he's talking about possible June or July 2020 UFC thing. Comeback. He said, we have to go over things and just figure out some stuff, but it's all looking good so far. Nothing bad. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and say too much, but everything's looking good right now. I'm trying to shoot for April or May, but it may be June or July. Whenever I come back, I'm going to make sure it's known. I want to come back and showcase everything and fight and just hurt people.
I'm going to be following him, and I hope that Dana reinstates him at the maximum hypocrisy level.
Oh, it's coming.
Let him fight, and I want to see this.
Oh,
it's coming. Wait.
You bet your ass. He was on the Food Truck Diaries show with Brendan Schaub.
Really?
Yeah, he was on that.
Schaub is what?
Yeah, he does fight shit. He does fight shit, and he had him on Food Truck Diaries, and they ate tacos and talked about bare knuckle boxing and talked about facing John Jones.
And did they both go punch chicks
together?
Then
they did it together. Yeah, there's a headlock drag up the stair contest. Who can make it faster? So Anthony says, quote, we'll make it happen, the fight against Jones. If I get low enough in weight, I'll get to 205 pounds. That's a fight I wanted. I think John wanted that fight too before everything happened. The situation which it's over with, it's in the past. When we see each other, there's no animosity. We show each other love, but that was a fight, and that's why I went up to 205 pounds, man. That's the guy I want. And then, when I got my heart broken, I have to fight Daniel Cormier, and it's not as motivating. Yeah. The fight wasn't in me to fight DC, but I kind of fought him, but it wasn't the same drive. So he's saying that he just lost his whole drive to fight Cormier.
Cormier got you both times, sir.
Yeah, you should have had drive the second time, I would say. Now he said, quote, honestly, I'm focused on the comeback, but it's not on my mind like 24/7. Like when I come back, I'll be ready, so I don't really think about it. I just train, and when it's time, it's time. Right now, I'm just having fun, enjoying myself. I've been gone for 2.5 years. It's nothing to take serious right now. I'm here to enjoy myself, because before I took everything so serious, that shit is stressful. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to have some fun, do what I got to do, whatever happens. So that's why I'm here. He said nothing. Not one. He just said, I don't know. What happens in a whole paragraph.
Maybe one day.
He said it 45 different ways. Yeah. That's insane. January 21st, 2020, he tweets UFC 248 at T-Mobile Arena, which is on March 7th. He tweets that.
Yeah.
It already features a couple of title fights and things like that. He's not scheduled to be on it or anything like that.
He's letting us know when it is.
Letting us know when it is. And because then he has to go into the testing program and all that sort of shit. Also, he's bored in the meantime. So literally last Friday night, February 20th, 2020, he fought a sumo match.
What?
He's in a fucking sumo.
Where?
It's insane to watch, by the way.
How big is he?
He's 235 pounds. And it's Curtis Blades, who's another MMA fighter, was also in that. Fucking
where the fuck was it?
Asses hanging out and everything here. I think it was in Japan.
Really?
It was the Celebrity Sumo Round Robin here. Jesus Christ, man. I guess they were taking on Ryuichi Yamamoto and Takeshi Amatani, and one of the guys is 600 pounds.
Whoa,
which is crazy, and they're both former champions.
And he's going to try to move that?
Yeah, Blades took on the 210-pound guy who was Amatani, but he's a former world champion. Right. So he's obviously good at this. And this guy dragged Blades to the ground and fucking tossed his ass out of the ring eventually because he's a fucking sumo wrestler. That's what he does. He's a world champion. Then Johnson faced the 600-pound Yamamoto.
But it was a woman.
Yeah,
so he punched her.
He knocked her out good. They said that this is great. This is the quote from the article. The usually intimidating Rumble was picked up like a small child by Yamamoto before being thrown out of the circle.
Wow.
He just picked him up and moved him to another part of the ring. That's all it was. He wasn't fighting him or beating him up. He's just picking him up and moving him to another section of the ring that he didn't, I didn't want him next to me. So I just,
you son of a bitch.
Fucking bastards. Oh, man. So, yeah.
So perfect. The irony is thick.
Oh, gee, it really is, man. Jesus Christ. It's so thick. You just picked him up.
It's amazing.
So, it's the equivalent, too. Yeah. And, here also, then Johnson and Blades have a sumo match where Blades ends up tripping him and takes him down, and like in the third round or something, he ends up beating Johnson in a sumo match for whatever the fuck that's
Johnson
worth.
took fourth.
Fourth in the evening.
He's the double elimination loser.
That's right. So he can't wait to get back into UFC.
Yeah.
And if you can't wait for him, you can't get enough of Anthony Rumble Johnson. Why don't you go get something that you can punch somebody with? Get an Anthony Rumble Johnson autographed UFC fight glove with proof, with a picture of Anthony signing it for him. Here, $69.99. That's goes cheap. For. Yeah, it's one of those that'll ship within 3 to 4 days.
There's only like 40 of those, right?
Who the shit knows?
How many times has he fought? He's 25-5.
I don't think it's one that he wore.
It's just a glove.
It's just a glove. It's a UFC
awful.
Glove that he signed as
what
memorabilia.
A piece of shit.
Like baseball players sign baseballs.
Right.
They don't have anything to sign. Sign a glove, I guess.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. So that is Anthony Johnson. Rumble, my friend.
My God,
what a fucking disaster.
He's a monster.
Yeah, and it's a downhill snowball too. So I feel like there's going to be more here.
I think so.
I feel like he's going to turn into the Adrian Broner of MMA.
It's nowhere near over.
That's where I'm getting at him.
For sure.
He doesn't learn, clearly. And he has Dana White's going to keep fucking making excuses for him. So why should he learn? Yeah. Why fucking learn?
Right.
Why bother? You haven't been to prison and you keep your fucking job. So who cares?
And you got a finite amount of money.
Ridiculous.
It eventually is going to go away.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was indigent in court.
Right.
So that tells you
Broner's got the added advantage that he can still fight.
Yeah, Broner's still young, too.
Yeah.
He's like 36. 36 in MMA isn't a good combination for old Rumble. But I believe that Broner's younger.
32?
I was going to say, I wanted to say he's like 31, which for boxing is getting there. But still, he's a good boxer. You never know. He can at least make a few bucks here and there, especially with his crazy-ass name.
And availability to show up. He could still get appearance fees.
Yeah, absolutely.
This guy, nobody fucking knows who he is.
No, that's the other... Well, I mean, the UFC people do, but it's not going to be specific to them. Yeah. It's not real mainstream, this particular guy, but that is Anthony Rumble Johnson. Brain Damage Sports Revisited, of course, again here. We love those. And if you love them as well, I know what you can do to tell us about it. Yeah. Get on Apple Podcasts. Do that. Yeah, the purple icon. Right. Give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. Say you're following instructions, following directions. Say you're going to pick us up and place us in another room. It doesn't matter. Just do whatever. And also on Stitcher, that helps a lot too. I don't know why, but the reviews help on Stitcher too. So please do that if you can. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything small town murder and crime and sports. New show announced. We'll have the date for you next week, but it's going to be in the fall. We'll just say the month. In October at the 10 p.m. Improv. It'll be a night of small town murder and crime and sports.
Can't wait.
Get your tickets to both. There's no package deal. Sorry, the club doesn't do that. So they said no, they have to buy the individual tickets, but obviously there'll be different shows, and we'll entertain you for 4 hours. Trust us. There'll be crazy stories, and it'll be, if you went to Crime and Sports last year in Phoenix, it will be a new story.
Right.
So it won't be the same shit again.
It's one of my favorite clubs in the entire country. It's so
a
beautiful.
Great club. It's so much fun.
Casey is back over there.
Thank fuck, man. Come see the
can't wait to see.
Come see the Ginger Wonder Casey, the best damn
the bog person.
He's a bog person, but he's the best damn comedy club manager in the United States, hands
really
down,
is.
by far.
Yeah.
Trust us, we've been around. He's the best.
He fires people for fucking with the show.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Your show is on point. Your food's going to be there right. Everything's going to be right at these clubs here in town. Stand Up Live and CB Live and Tempe Improv. They run their shit correctly.
It's a man that wants to run comedy clubs.
Yeah, he loves it. He fucking loves it. Most people, they hate it and they want to kill themselves. Right. He loves it. It's great. So good for him. Come see us out there, though. shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets to all your upcoming live shows like San Francisco. Holy shit. March 13th and 14th, both late shows for Small Town Murder.
Very close to sold out. You better hurry
They are very close, especially that Friday night show, and Saturday's right there behind it. And also 2 different shows as well, obviously, Friday and Saturday night. And Northern California people, the San Jose show and the Sacramento show will be different shows as well.
Great.
So if you want to go both nights in San Francisco and you're thinking about San Jose, but you're like, it's going to be the same show. Nope, different show. Come see all 3 of them. Check it out. Then we're going to be in Detroit and Cincinnati on the 27th and 28th, and then, of course, in Nashville, but those are sold out. So never mind those. Come see us out there. Follow us on social media at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram, and you can get all the updates, like when a new show comes out, that date, that'll be out on social media before it will be out on the show, because it'll probably pop up then, and we'll tell you where to get tickets on there. There'll be a link. That way you don't get left out if you want to come see those shows, because Crime and Sports, there's only a couple, and they're rare and they sell quick because they're rare. So you want to get in on that. And of course, every time we're in Phoenix, Small Town Murder sells very well here. So you want to get your tickets to that. And there's only, I think it's a little over 400 in Tempe.
Exactly.
It's not that big giant stand-up live where there's 650 people or whatever, and there's a lot of tickets available. So get them now. Do that. Our email address also, crimeandsports@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions for shows, if you have suggestions for athletes, please send it there. And I've compiled a giant list, so I'm looking to add more names. So please keep those names coming. Like I said, nobody famous that we obviously, if you look up criminal athletes, there'll be that Wikipedia list that has nobody on that list. If they're on that list, obviously I know they're there. So, or if just find, it's got to be a between the folds guy, maybe somebody from your home city that you saw them getting arrested in the paper a couple times, but it's not real publicized. Shoot us a name. Maybe they've got more and we can check it out.
Gascoigne.
We'll get him.
He's been since the beginning of this, I've been getting that goddamn. I can't wait to hear this story.
Tell you what, he's the next soccer player. How's that? He's our next footballer. We'll
get Vinny's nut grab.
We'll figure out how to fucking pronounce his name and we'll do it up. It'll be a good time. But thanks for everybody for everything you do there. Follow us on social media. Get your tickets right now. And if you want to be an even bigger hero, one of our producers, and we're going to gush about these people in a minute because they really are the difference in the show. I don't know if you've noticed, but have you heard any ads on this show? No, that's because there are no ads this week. So this is a show for you guys, and you guys have made it possible. So thank you for doing that. And if you want to be one of these fine people, you can do that very easily over at patreon.com/crimeandsports, or you can make a one-time donation using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com, over at PayPal. Every dime is really appreciated. Thank you guys. Like we said, we don't do as many ads on this show, so thank you for supporting the show and making it a thing that's worth something. That said, Jimmy, I need it. Pick these people up and place them next to me. Hit me with those names right now.
This week's executive producers are Melissa Turner, Melissa Sparks, Darren Foreman, Tanya Volanek, Jordan Bennett, Brittany Batter, Annalise Garland, Justin Tolentino, Jason Kluga, and Melissa Cooper. That's 3 Melissas.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you.
Melissas and everyone else. Thank you.
Other producers this week are John Stewart, Amanda Knight, Sarah Messink, Heather Hall, Tegan Boyko, Capri Bailey. That must be opposite, right? There's nobody that's first name is Capri.
Capri?
Capri? Oh, is that Capri?
How's
Maybe it is. Khepre. You fucking nail it.
Whoa, I don't know. Maybe Capri? Oof,
Probably not.
Probably not.
Heather Ehrlich, Tina Sanchez, Thomas Smith, Ashley Vio, Caitlin Taylor, Katie with no last name, Jessica Christensen, Shelley Roberts, Lovins Amy. Probably not. Jesse with no last name. Jennifer Prater. Shelley Roberts. I said that. Desiree Norman. Leroy. Is it? No, it's Larry Butterfest. And his sweet stash. He grew a mustache and he's documenting his beard growth.
Sweet man.
Kara Forney. Peyton Meadows. Ben Solnier. Is that? Yeah, I think that's right. Diane Waugh. Tori Tuchillo. Brooke Gay. Robin Anderson. Elizabeth Minton. Crystal Walker. Taylor James, James Martyr, Raul Segala, Savannah Bender, Stephanie D'Angelo, Jackie Sukup, Krister? Is it Christ? No, it's Christy R.
There you go.
I think that.
Not Krister.
No, it might be Christer. Matt Campbell, Robin Anderson, I said that. Janice Hill, Susanna Platt, Brandon Smith, Dylan Irish. Dylan likes to play the scratcher games, and then when he wins, he sends us the money.
Why, thank you.
It's fucking awesome.
Good luck, Dylan.
Go make $1 million, Dylan.
Yeah.
Andrew Welmers, Amanda and Steven, Mandy Peterson, Douglas Porter, Justin Lloyd, Jordan Baca, Aaron Edrington, Jillian Whitson. Yeah, Derek Stowell, I think that's what it is. Michael Powell, Ashley George, Carmen Macchiondo. No, I stumbled on Macchiondo. No. Carmen, thank you. John Herndon, Stephen Rude, Adrian with no last name, Stacy Worth Bastion, Anita Martinez, Lauren Flores, Gary Howard, thanks Gary, Ronnie Kumar, Joshua Nicholson, Ellie Bohan, is that? I think it is. Michael Moyes, like Muay Thai, that kind of Muay. Nathan Davidson, Faith McLean, David Jubert, Cassandra Ellen, Jamie J, Sarah Coleman, Diablo Conqueso, Carol Rafferty, Shannon Lafferty. No, what is that right? Both people back to back, like that's wild. Nathan, no, it's Nolan Stout, Tim Reynolds, Fritz Olson. Sorry, Fritz. Jack Cornelius, Aaron Edrington. I said that he donated twice. Thank you. Casey Taylor, Teresa Petway, Paul Ruest donated again. Thank you, Paul. Charles Carpenter, Penny, Sizglarski, nope, probably not. Rich Beck, Jerry Paul, Kay Hagel, Kay Haig, Hagge. I don't. Elizabeth Dibble, Rob's daughter, obviously.
Clearly.
Emily Kokesh, Sean and Laura Dunafin. Yep. Brendan McCrate, Christine Dale. No, that's Day. D-A-Y-E. Rich Beck, I said that. Jerry Paul, Casey Huffman, Octavia Cruz, Kip Sousley, Kelly Justice, Dave Justice's daughter.
Well, obviously, all the players. That's good. Thanks, guys.
Andrew Ebel, Kevin Martinez, Paul, that's what. See, this is Paul Del Real, and with the two Del Real, it makes me want to say Powell.
Yeah, I got
that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Rhett Stern, Howard's nephew. Brittany Herzog, Shayla Dawn.
Whitey's niece. That is Whitey Herzog's niece.
Andrew Roberts, Jake Gills. Yeah. No, Giles. Scott. Never mind. I was going to say Scott. That's Giles.
He's the nephew of the guy with the band.
Right.
It's Jay Giles' nephew.
Brian Lorette, I think. Lisa Lubert, Carly Lorenzo, Amy Pohanic. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
It was good to see you in Denver also.
Definitely.
Lynette Campbell, Juan Suarez, Chris Hansen. No, Hassan. Sorry.
Damn.
Have a seat right over there. Jess Hernandez,
Manny
Sierra, Margaret Busavi, and Julie Small. Thank you guys so much for everything you do for us and all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are truly amazing.
Thank you, everybody, so much from the bottom of our hearts. Honestly, we can't do the show without you. So thank you. And we can't wait to see you at live shows.
Hell yeah.
Jimmie, what if they wanted to thank you? How could they get a hold of you?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, like thousands of people did last week. Thank you guys so much for all the things that you said.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Over 2,000 messages. That's fucking insanity. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
They were prompted and they fucking came through. through.
They did exactly as they were asked. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Jimmie P is funny. Just copy and paste my name from the show description bar. If you don't want to do that, it's easier. You're not going to be able to spell it.
Very simple.
Do that. Follow us. Have fun. Come and see us, and be there all the time, because we're going to be there every single goddamn week, live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.